voice of the beat.
You know what I won't
blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Hi. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys? I hope y'all are doing well. Welcome on into the show. Welcome on in. It is Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are doing well. Come on in. Welcome to the morning Joce. Come on in. If you are new to the channel, please, thank you, first of all, for coming in. Shout out to everybody in the building. But if you're new, definitely welcome on in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe so you'll know when I upload and or go live. And also make sure the notification bell is on as well, okay? Now, we got a few things to discuss today. But before we do that, I want to let y'all know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But please, like the video to get it out to the algorithm, okay? On top of getting the video out to the algorithm, I want to get over the morning announcements. Black America, this genealogy is picking up. The people is on the internet talking about genealogy. I tell y'all all the time, Black America, your only scapegoat, the only way that you can literally walk away from all of this stuff is through your identity, knowing who you are. And the only way to figure that out is not going through no schools. It's not talking to no educators. It's only doing your genealogy. So please, Black America, this is going to save us. We talk about how the tethers are over here trying to cosplay and all that stuff. One thing they can't cosplay is documentation. So please, Black America, I'm telling you now, you may feel like it's not that big of a deal, but genealogy is that big of a deal. So please, Black America, please do your genealogy. Okay, Miss Daff says she found a freedman in hers. And do y'all know the difference between a freedman and a freedman? You see what I'm saying? See, we got to know this stuff when we going in here. We know a lot about the freedmen, but do we understand that there's a difference between a freedman and a freedman? I'm pretty sure Ms. Daff knows, but I'm telling you, a freedman is a person who was never a slave. Now, a freedman or freedman is a person who was a slave and was then later on, taken away from slavery, or at least getting out of slavery. I have a grandparent that was a freedman, and then I have one who was a freedman. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends. This is what genealogy is all about. And let me tell you something, Miss Daft girl. See that freedman, and even some of these freedmen y'all are gonna find on your genealogy. That's where your reparations at. You know how we be talking about, the government owes us, the government owes us, the government owes us. I'm pretty positive whoever you are, I don't have to know nothing about you. The government did something to screw your people over. Go get your reparations. Don't wait on the group. That's the problem, Black America. Y'all waiting on one big group to march up the mountain and get it together. That's y'all problem. That's one of the real main reasons for this genealogy. Go back in there, go searching all of the stuff from that freedman, because that freedman couldn't have been no bum. Okay, find out what's going on with that freedman. It's for all of y'all in the chat. Find out what's going on with those freedmen and those freedmen, even the slaves. You'd be surprised, because let me say this too, and I'm gonna pull you down. Look, even the slaves. Did y'all know that a lot of slaves were first of all wrongfully classified as slaves? But let's just say they were. A lot of them were slaves, but they were working on their own plantations, meaning they owned the land, but got jimmied out of their stuff. So please don't, even if you find a slave on on your documentation. Don't take it as, okay, there's nothing I could get from that. Please, Black America, that's what this whole genealogy is about. Number one, it's about identity and our freedom. But number two, it's about reparations. Please go and do your genealogy. And shout out to the sister for sharing that. And y'all, please, and you never know who you can inspire by coming out here saying I did my genealogy, because I know I got mine. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Sergeant King said my great grandmother bought some Freeman land too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sharecroppers, especially them sharecroppers. Y'all see how y'all been y'all see how y'all be seeing them sharecroppers? A lot of those sharecroppers own the land that they were sharecropping on, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole other story. We gonna get there. I just need y'all to start doing the genealogy. Also, please, Black America, ground, meditate, and prayer. We are literally fighting everyday spiritual warfare. So please, ground, meditate, and pray. Now, what do we got today? What do we got today? Oh, Kiana said my last name is Freeman. Let me tell you something. A lot of people with the last name Freeman or Friedman were actually Freeman and Friedman. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know back during the time where they were forcing us to create these last names, a lot of us were creating names that actually identify with who we were and what we did. So if your last name is a Freeman, you probably come from a line of freedmen, or at least one. If your last name is Friedman, I'm pretty positive you come from a line of freedmen. Yay. Come on, man. It ain't just with the freedmen and freedmen. It's even with occupations. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying all that to say that's what this genealogy is all about. Oh, and by the way, let me say this too. When it comes down to this genealogy, this was going to be to shut everything down. All of these tethers we battling back and forth. The only reason they battling back and forth with us is because we don't know who we are. Baby, once we figure it out, it's going to put all of that to bed. Simply Monique said it's a lot of freemen down here in Florida. Do you want to know why that is? Because most of the blacks in Florida were never slaves. Remember, if y'all look at any history, a lot of people ran from other places in the South and even North to Florida. Why? Because them niggas down there wasn't slaves like that. Not like that. Remember, we had how many Indian wars down there in Florida? I got family from New Orleans who used to leave New Orleans and go to Florida to help them fight. So the reason why there's a lot of freemen in Florida is because that's the line that them people come from. Them people some strong. Yay! My daddy told me a story about his grandfather. His grandfather. My daddy's 73, 74. So yeah, my daddy told me a story about his grandfather and them, how they used to go from New Orleans and go to Florida to help them boys fight in the war, in the Seminole Wars and all of that. Come on, man. His grandfather or his great-grandfather. Don't get me the line. But yay, that's why they got all them freemen down there, because that's the line y'all come from. Remember what the witchcraft is, y'all. The witchcraft is for you to believe you was a slave from Africa, so you never go and look for who you really are. This is your key to freedom right here. This is your key to freedom. Please, if y'all don't do nothing, get in that genealogy, and it's picking up. I'm so happy, okay? Shout out to everybody in the building. But what are we going to talk about today? What do we got on the docket today, man? First of all, I hope y'all seen the thumbnail. We're going to talk about Dr. Claud Anderson's, I call it a Metropolis, but his idea for Black American having their own cities and towns. Now, let me just say this. Dr. Claud Anderson was definitely way, way, way before his time. He's still alive, but when he was active and in the streets and paving and hitting the pavement, he was well before his time. He was able to predict where we would be economically. He was also able to predict where we would be socially. And I ain't gonna lie, damn near down to the T, he was right. He also spoke about how we should have organized back then and started to try to advocate for straight Black American towns and Black American economies. But I'm not going to lie. We didn't take that as heed. We didn't heed that as advice or good advice. And on top of that, obviously, the government likes to tell us, oh, we can't do that based off of race. But I keep telling y'all, you can't go up there and say Black nothing. That's a whole nother story. Either way, Dr. Claud Anderson went up there and he was trying to tell us what we needed to do, and we're here now and we're screwed. Okay, not screwed all the way, because we can definitely figure this thing out and we can definitely get back to where we need to be. But in the moment, we got to look back for what it is. We didn't heed his advice, and now we're here. Now we need to go back to what he was saying and see how we can take what he had to say and apply it to today. Shout out to the Dr. Claud Anderson. Shout out to the brother. We'll get into that. We also need to get into reclassification and genealogy. Another clear woman is on here. They got a clear woman on here who's a genealogist, who's been doing genealogists for Black Americans. She said for skulls and blows. And that lady said she has yet to find one African in one Black American genealogy. I'm going to let the clear lady tell y'all, because when I told y'all, I know how y'all is. I know how my people is. I love my people. When I say it, it's just like, I don't know. But as soon as a clear person say, oh, it must be true. So we're going to let her say it. Then we also got to talk about how these foreigners went into this Black beauty supply down in New Orleans and tried to basically scout their stuff and harass them. We'll get into that. Then we also have to get into Boosie scammed out of $600,000 because he tried to pay for freedom. And then they had 2,000 punks stranded in the middle of the ocean. We're going to get into it. Apparently a gay cruise docked or ported or whatever you call it, whatever it mean when the boat take off, right? Apparently 2,000 punks decided to go on a cruise, and they left from here out here in America, got to the middle of Europe, and them people said, I don't know where you're going, but you ain't coming here. So now the 2,000 punks is on the water, losing their minds. They feel discriminated against. They feel like the people just hating on them and things of that nature. But I ain't gonna lie. I've seen punks when they having a good time, and I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't want y'all down there neither. No shade. They spend a lot of money though. They spend a lot. One thing about it, baby, when it comes to the coin, the gay's gonna spend that dollar. You got to know it. But see, you celebratory punks, y'all hit different. Y'all goes far and y'all do's the most. That's why them European people told you to party on the water. So we gonna get into that. And shout out to the LGBTQ community. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the 2,000 punks that stranded on the goddamn on the water. So we gonna get into that. Come on in and get the likes up on the video, child. You should have seen them. They on there going crazy, girl. They wouldn't let us dock. Well, I see why. And I'm gonna show y'all why too. Listen, one thing about no, and let me say this, these don't be punks. These don't be punks on these type of vacations. Let's really be clear about that. Because these kind of vacations, even though these men are gay, these are very well-to-do gay men, typically. You know what I'm saying? It's typically men who work in Fortune 500 companies, and some of them are down low and most people don't know. But for the most part, these are the gays with their head on straight. But I'm telling you now, you ever been partying with them gays? I have. Them a different group of people. And I understand why the people down in Europe don't want to let y'all off the boat. I ain't gonna lie. I done been out there with y'all. I done partied with the gays in Chicago, New Orleans, Atlanta. I done been to, in Chicago when I went out there after Katrina had a whole gay town. And I used to be down there. I used to hang with them, man, watch out. I be everywhere, okay? I had a kind of personality, I could be friends with everybody. And I used to hang with a bunch of gay guys in Chicago. I used to hang with some gay guys. I know how it is. And I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gays that do well in life, y'all goes far when y'all get to celebrating. So now the people don't want y'all off the boat. You see what I'm saying? At any rate, we'll jump off the porch. Come on in and get the likes up on the video. We're going to get into that when it's time to get into it. Manifestation of Success 97. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, you are right, boo. Summer said Lex was paid her to do her that way. She fought her. What I told y'all. And I saw that too. I saw the video. Actually last night when I got off the live, Summer had said, Lex, let's really talk about it. Didn't they pay you? Zeus paid you. And I said, didn't I tell y'all? I know what I said. I was there when I said it. Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to act like I'm no Cleo the psychic or nothing. I just read behaviors. And by reading behaviors and patterns, I typically can see what it is. I don't know how. It's a thing with me. And with Lex and Summer, Lex was definitely in love and still is in love with Summer. She just don't want to say it because y'all believe that she's too good for Summer, but she's not. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get into the show. Y'all get the likes up on the video and shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. Sorry. Shout out to everybody who pulled up to Malone Madness Monday last night. It was a time and a key. Make sure y'all go like that video and check it out if you are interested in it. Okay. Now let me jump into a couple of honorable mentions before we get into the show. Now I didn't know Mano wore a hairpiece. Does he really wear a hairpiece, Mano? I think Mano wears a hairpiece, and if he says he does. Let's get into it. Y'all get the likes up. This is weird though.
You get the hair piece.
You had the curly flat top.
This hair piece now?
The one you rocking now. At what age did that happen?
I got this about 5 years ago.
Oh, that's new.
It's new.
Where you get it from?
Online.
Online?
Yes.
Online?
You ordered it?
But how does it look so natural if you got it online?
Y'all trying to trick me up. Listen, it's a hair piece. Man.
I'm gonna say it in the best way I can say it. If I order a fitted from New Era, right? I put 7 5/8. That's the size.
What size you asked for? Pause. How'd that go? Or
Well,
you got, or you get it and you cut it.
nigga.
What you typed in the
And
order?
you cut it.
Amazon.
How does it?
You gotta see a doctor, bro.
You get it online and then go
And
see
then
the
you pull
doctor,
up with what you ordered, and then
Yes. Get your piece first.
and then the doctor puts it in.
There
Puts
you
it.
go. Y'all throwing me
Oh,
off.
so the doctor installed that. That's not even regular.
That's why y'all thought it was real.
You got it installed.
So they say he don't really have a hairpiece, but I must say, if it is one, it looks really good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. If it is a hairpiece, but then again, in 2026, they say it's not, but in 2026, you will never know. These niggas got more cosmetic surgery than the bitches. I'm telling you. Drake ain't the only one who was buying abs in booty. You feel what I'm saying? And speaking of abs and booty, look a tip in 6.5 tip and tiny. They looked it so good. Shout out the 6.5 tip and tiny, bruh. I don't know where they was going, but this was cute. This was nice. The king and the queen. Go ahead on, Tippy Tip. I don't know what song he playing on here. But you know what I love about this, though? Every time I see them together as a couple, I think about when Tip came on the internet in an interview and he said that he saw Tiny before he made it big. He said he saw Tiny and he knew that she was going to be his wife. He said, and this is the craziest part, he said that when he went to first shoot his shot at her, she thought he ain't had nothing or whatever. So he was just like, so she was just like, yeah, whatever. But it wasn't until he took her out and she saw how much of a boss he was that she gave him an opportunity. I just think that's some old rom-com shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you see somebody on TV or on the internet and be like, ooh, I'm going to marry her one day and then go do it. Ain't that some weird but romantic? You know what I'm saying? I'm a hopeless romantic, so please forgive me. Either way, Tip and Tiny, y'all look good. I hope that this is going well for y'all, especially with that lawsuit stuff. We hadn't got an update on that, if they're going to go back and deal with that lawsuit stuff. But when we do, I'll let y'all know. Shout out to Tip, 6.5. One thing I will say, that 6.5 could clean up good. One thing about it, 2 things for sure, and 3 things to go. Do you hear me? One thing about it, 6.5 gonna clean up good. If he don't do nothing else, he gonna clean up good. Okay. Wait, I ain't there yet. Sorry, y'all. Let me look. I'm trying to find these other honorable. Oh, did y'all see this lady? So apparently this lady killed a lash tech for a $15 deposit. Let me tell y'all something, Black America. I just jumped out the window back into this hair and beauty industry because prior to that, I was doing it all on my own. The reason why I'm back in it because I'm bald headed and I really, you know what I'm saying? I need the help, okay? But let me just say this one thing I noticed, not specifically with me because my hairdresser is good, but I've noticed that some of these salonists and some of these people who offering these services, y'all running behind this bag so much, y'all be forgetting that sometimes the people on the other end of that dollar might be. Because I've seen people get into it behind deposits. I've seen people who do hair, nails, and all that stuff go off on the customers. I've seen the customers go off on them. And while y'all may feel like it's just a little measly $15 or $50, that could be somebody last. Or even if it's not they last, that last $10, $15 could be what tips somebody over. Y'all got to be careful, Black America. You have to. Y'all got to start treating people with respect, especially when they spending their money. Now, again, I'm not saying that the person who got killed was wrong or right, because I don't know that. But what I'm saying is I'm speaking in general. I've always noticed that y'all goes far with these deposits. And this is the craziest part. I'm going to be completely real. Salons who do deposits, I get it that y'all do it because people will cancel appointments, but that's not why y'all have deposits. Most of y'all do deposits to make extra money because you're chasing the bag. And that's why most of y'all will never make it. I'm going to be real. All of y'all chasing, when you put the money first, you will never get what you want. I don't give a damn if you selling paper clips. If the whole objective is about the money, longevity wise, you will not last. And a lot of y'all, first of all, most of y'all is followers. Y'all do whatever the next one say. Or what the next one doing deposits, I might as well do deposits. No, duck, goose. What if you didn't do deposits and get more clientele? What if you let the girl across the street charge the $50 deposit and then you say, you know what, I don't need no deposit, or $15 deposit. Y'all don't even know how to compete in business. But the point is this. This lady done killed the last check behind the $15 deposit, and I need Black America to wake up. Everybody not playing with y'all. And y'all got to stop treating your own any kind of way, all because all you care about is money. You can't do that. Let's get into the story. It says Alabama woman faces capital murder charge after $15 lash deposit dispute leaves pregnant lash technician dead. It says a 29-year-old Alabama woman is now facing capital murder charges after authorities say a dispute over a $15 lash appointment deposit turned deadly. According to NBC 15, police say Kenedria Davis is accused of fatally shooting 23-year-old China Hickman at her home in Mobile on Friday night. Prosecutors allege Hickman, who was pregnant at the time, and her unborn child were both killed. She also leaves behind 2 young children. Hickman's brother said the argument began after Davis was allegedly wanting a $15 deposit refunded for a lash appointment. Earlier that day, Hickman had posted a $20 lash special on social media and was reportedly booked with appointments. The Mobile County District Attorney's Office has since upgraded the charge from murder to capital murder, citing the deaths of both Hickman and her unborn child. If convicted, Davis could face life without parole or the death penalty, as she should. And she should be getting the death penalty and or life. I'm with that. But let me go back to what the whole dispute was. They said a brother said the argument began after Davis allegedly wanted a $15 deposit refunded for a lash appointment. But earlier that day, Hickman posted a $20 lash special on social media. So this is what it sounds like. It sounds like the girl who does lashes had a $15 appointment requirement, right? But then on the same day turned around and did a $20 special. So it seemed like the girl was like, well, girl, instead of charging me $15 for the appointment, why don't you take that $15 and put it toward? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the girl wanted the $15 back so she can buy a $20 lash special. But again, it's so frivolous and it's so stupid. But again, you don't know what people be having going on. I listen, as a person who's selling merch, I don't play with people behind their money. I don't. Not because I'm scared somebody gonna come pop me. No, it's just the fact that I understand how hard people work for their money. Because I know how hard I work for mine. And I cherish that when people want to spend their money with me. So I'm not running around here trying to break the bank because I need money. That's why you notice people who live like that, they typically stay in that loop, always needing. I'm not saying nothing about the girl. But what I'm saying is the way y'all be doing business on this social media is very shady. And you don't know who's on the other end of that deposit. You don't know who's on the other end of that deposit. Somebody said switching bait. That's what it's giving me too. That's exactly what it's giving me too, because I know a lot of stylists, not all, but some of them stylists will have these crazy rules in place and then drop a special, then be mad when they everyday clients want to get the special. No, Black America, we could do great in business and we will do great in business. We just got to shift our mindsets. It ain't about the money. If you love what you do, the money gonna come. I need y'all to understand that. If you love what you do and you put 100% effort in whatever you do, the money gon' come. But if you walk into any situation with the money on your mind first, you see the big trick bag, the witchcraft, chase the bag. All of the rappers was talking about chasing the bag. That's the witchcraft. That's the spell work. If you love what you do and you put effort toward what it is you do, the money will come. I swear to God. It may not come how you want it. Well, I could have made $100 by now with 3 deposits. Yeah, you may not get the $100 the first day. You might get $10,000 within the first 30. But you got to at least trust and believe in what it is you're building and creating that is going to do that. Don't chase the money. Do what you're doing, love what you're doing, and the money is going to literally fall in your lap. I swear to God. I don't know who that is and who need to hear it. Do what you're doing and love what you're doing, and the money is going to fall in your lap. Listen to me, Black America. The way the universe is working, especially in the favor of Black America. Y'all don't understand what's going on. We're in year 1. We're in year 1 of this new cycle. This is why a lot of Black Americans are waking up, doing genealogy, figuring out identity, delineating. All of that is also part of what's happening with us as a people, okay? And what it is we got ancestors that are literally waiting to bless us. They just waiting on us to wake up. A lot of y'all get nudges all the time to wake up and refuse. Y'all just snoozing the alarm. But all of this stuff kind of goes together. Okay. And I promise you, if you put the right effort with the good intentions out to the universe, the way the universe is set up in 2026 for Black America, the universe gonna bless you. I swear to God. On everything I love. If you got good intentions and you put the best foot forward and you focus on the work, the universe will bless you. Please stop chasing the bag. That's screwing us over, okay? And yes, get LLCs, get your paperwork in order, please. That's what genealogy is, paperwork. Always have your paperwork in order, okay? Now, let's move on. And God bless that girl who lost her life and her unborn child. It's so frivolous and stupid. I would have never done that, but I guess everybody different. Ooh, child, we got to get up on Gloss Up. Oh, my God. So did y'all see what was going on with Gloss Up Glow? Is it Gloss Up or just Gloss Up Glow? I don't know. So this girl had came on the internet and said that she woke up and her foot was being amputated. Gloss Up is a rapper who said that her foot was being amputated. She didn't know what the hell was going on. And then her team came back and was like, girl, the foot is still there, girl. You didn't get the foot amputated. So we were all good. Well, Gloss Up is now speaking about the incident. Let's get into an update of this, y'all. I didn't know all of this was going on. So now she's updated. She does have her foot. She didn't lose her foot. Let's get into it. It says, Gloss Up reveals her near fatal car accident occurred after she struck a vehicle that spun out on the highway. Says despite nearly losing her foot and being an inpatient, she plans on doing her birthday photo shoot at the hospital. I hit a car that wasn't moving. Let's get into it. I don't even care.
And I was on the expressway, and mind you, it's dark. It was like probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not gonna let it go. No. See, you niggas got heads as hard as cement. You niggas got heads as hard as cinder blocks. I'm not gonna let it slide. No. Sometimes God sits you down. Sometimes God, the universe, and the ancestors will calculate some shit up for you to sit the hell down and reevaluate some shit. But some of you niggas, not all, some of you niggas are so ignorant and far gone that you can't even see when God's sitting you down. He literally almost took a foot, bitch, and you on here talking about doing a birthday photo shoot? Pew! I tell you what, y'all better be careful out there, because sometimes warning comes before destruction. God be done gave you a near-death situation to shake you up, and then if you don't shake up, he be done pack you up out of here. I'm not saying this about her. I'm just speaking in general. God be done gave you a situation to shake you up. And when you don't get shook up, he be done pack you up out of here. I've seen it. Y'all better start taking these signs that this universe is giving to you. If they almost took your foot, it's something they need you to stop and evaluate, girl. But you still worried about a video shoot. Girl, you can't make this up.
So it was dark, and it was a car, like the expressway going this way, and it was a car like this. So the expressway going this way, this car had already spun out of control and it was like this. Mind you, it's dark outside and the car was black. Y'all, I hit a car that wasn't even moving. I wasn't speeding or nothing, but the impact for sure. I don't know how my leg did that, but the airbags hit me and everything. And I just knew my leg was wrong. But y'all, they done sold me up real good. They done gave me some stuff that I was high as fuck. But they cleaned it really, really, really good. And I got nails and stuff in my rods in my leg now. I was driving, and y'all, I was not trying to mislead y'all when I said that my leg was amputated. But it was off my leg was just like this. And I kept, when I was in the car, I kept telling the ambulance, I'm like, first of all, when I wrecked, I instantly thought about my kids, and I'm looking in the backseat like, okay, I'm glad my kids not in this car. And then I tried to open the door and get out with this leg, and I was moving. Oh, my leg was dangling. So I don't think I was misleading y'all, because that's really what it was. My leg busted. I think this hand is broke, like right here. But my main concern really was my leg, because I really was. And it's like I kept asking the paramedics, I'm like, is my leg gone? And they was like, I'm just like, please, 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 please. Y'all, it took me so long to get on that stretcher. Y'all, I was not. And it's so crazy, y'all, because my birthday shoot was scheduled for tomorrow. And it's still scheduled for tomorrow. We just want to do it in here. Y'all know I don't play by my birthday photo shoot.
Oh my God.
I don't know how we finna do it, but it's finna get done. I've never been in a car accident before, so that shit was just traumatizing. Like, that shit really was fucking with me. My birthday is on the 16th, so my birthday is in like 3 days. And it's so crazy, y'all, because my birthday shoot was...
My heart goes out to the young lady. And you know what's crazy? They got a whole bunch of people that feel like nothing she's saying is wrong. Like, that's that girl's birthday. She should still be able to celebrate, bitch, with one leg. Y'all don't know how to prioritize what you really need, because a birthday shoot is the most important thing. Your leg was dangling off your body. The paramedics told you the leg was gone. And when you come to and find out the leg is still there, now you want to worry about a photo shoot? We gone. Listen, thank God she still got her foot. Thank God she's okay. Hopefully, at some point, reality hits this young lady and she understands that the reason that first of all, everything happens for a reason. Good, bad, or indifferent. Okay? Hopefully, one day she realized, even though this was such an unfortunate situation and it was horrible for her physically, hopefully one day it comes to her, maybe God was trying to tell me something. Or maybe that happened because of this. Or maybe that, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I get it. In 2026, most people never stop to realize that a lot of the things that they're dealing with could either be karma or it could be lessons that God is giving you. We don't even sit back to think about it like that. Most of us don't even hear our own voice in our head no more. Most of us don't have the voice that go on in the head no more. I forgot about that. Most of us don't have the voice that be talking to you in the head. Unfortunate for y'all, because I got mine. And mine talk to me every single day. Do you hear me? I'm borderline goddamn schizophrenic the way mine be talking to me. But everybody different. Everybody different. Everybody different. And speaking of everybody being different, look at Turlet. So Turlet went down to the Jigga Man concert. Turlet is cosplaying a heterosexual man. Turlet got him a Yankee fitted and a members only coat, and Turlet trotted and tropped all the way down to Yankee Stadium to cosplay a man. Let's get into it. Shout out to Turlet, bro. Let's get into Turlet saying how he enjoyed Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Fist in the streets. I'm here with Tyler Perry. How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
You clean, man. Can you talk to us about the look today?
Pharrell. I'm celebrating Pharrell.
Yes, sir.
Louis.
Okay.
Pharrell. Pharrell, Rolex, Giraffe. All about Jay.
Yes.
Celebrate everybody.
One more question. How would Tyler Perry describe his personal style?
Me.
Love that. Thank you. Fist in the streets. I'm here with Tyler Perry.
Girl, I'm so sick of Turlet. I'm so tired of Turlet people. Stop trying to act like a man. Stop. Stop doing that because it's uncomfortable for all of us, not just you. It's uncomfortable for me too. Turlet, we don't need you up here cosplaying as no man. We know who you is on the inside, nigga. Number one. Number two, I ain't gonna lie. If he never told me that was Louis Vuitton head to toe, girl, I would have thought he got that out of Walmart. This what the rich people look like with the Louis Vuittons? Because see, I know the poor niggas like the LVs all on they stuff. So somebody drop down in the comments who wear the Louis Vuittons and all of that. Is this what the people with the real money look like in they Louis Vuittons? Because if so, when I get my money, I'm going to still be at Walmart. Girl, what is we saying? I'm not spending no money on that. Girl, if that's the case, see, when I get rich, I'm going to still be at the Walmart next to the niggas in the Louis Vuittons, okay? I ain't lying. I ain't no Louis Vuitton, but it makes sense though. See, I don't buy that kind of stuff. I can't afford it. And even if I could, I'm not really big on it. You know what I'm saying? So, however, I didn't know that I guess the ones who really got it, they wear the Louis Vuitton without the LVs and you never know. I used to think the billionaires be looking like bums. Whole time they bummy clothes be millionaire clothes. Chill, everybody ain't able. But shout out to Turley dude. He need to come on here, stop coming on here acting like a man. I don't think that that's right. And I also think that it is misleading to the public because he might have people really think in real life that he's a man. You know what I'm saying? And that he like women. And I don't think that's right. It's giving me DLTs. And I think Turlet, I think at this point, you need to pick a side. And I know what side you're going to pick. But you need to pick a side, Turlet. You look a mess, okay? I ain't gonna lie, he don't look a mess. He look a mess in general. But specifically on that one, he ain't look a mess. I ain't gonna lie. I want to call you everything but the child of God, Turlet, but you didn't look bad. You just, just in general, you look a mess to me. Anyways, speaking of looking a mess, did y'all see this man beat up the Waymo car? Apparently, this man just freaked out at a Waymo car and just started vandalizing it. Let's get into it. They should have put his ass in prison.
Came to a stop at the busy intersection of Sunset and Edgemont in East Hollywood due to a man vandalizing a Waymo. Take a look at this. Police say they arrived to find a shirtless man on top of a Waymo in the middle of the intersection. This is video posted to the Citizen app. The man was seen on the crushed windshield holding a bent windshield wiper while screaming at the sensor on the top of the Waymo. Traffic had to come to a full stop as the Waymo was stopped right in the middle of the street. It's still unclear if anyone was in the Waymo when that destruction started. Officers arrived on the scene and arrested that man for vandalism. Well, traffic came to a stop at the busy intersection of Sunset and Edgemont in East Hollywood due to a man vandalizing a Waymo. Take a look at this. Police say
I wish I was behind a remote controller on that goddamn Waymo.
they arrived to find
Bitch, I should have been the driver behind the remote. Because see, when he got his white ass on top of that goddamn Waymo and started screaming and hollering, I'd have pressed so hard on that gas, that bitch would have been tumbling like tumbleweed behind the car on everything I love. See, they better than me. See, that's why I know I don't need them kind of jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I had that kind of job, I know for a fact if I had that kind of job, I'd be in jail, prison. I know, because they'll be like, oh, that's a felony. You can't do that. Then I'll be like, oh, I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? But on everything I love, I would have mashed the gas on that cracker. Sitting on top of that goddamn thing. I would have mashed it so hard that that bitch would have been tumbling like clothes in the dryer. That bitch would have been just a bitch all the way up the street. The way I would have mashed that gas. And speaking of mashing the gas, Tiana Taylor, she wants to mash the gas and show us that she didn't actually sound bad at the concert, that we was just tripping. But I just want to come on here and say, Tiana, girl, you sounded bad then and you sounded bad again. Let's just really call the thing a thing. Let me get the regular performance. How you spell this heifer name? Is it with an I or Y? Tiana? How you spell his whole name? Let me pull it up. Oh, it's T-E-Y. I never knew how to spell her name. Hold on. Let me pull up her concert. She sounded a M-E-S-S, and y'all don't want to admit it because you like the bitch because she got hard abs like a man. I said what I said. She sounded a M-E-S-S, and she want to try to recover. I'm not going to let her do it. Mm-mm. Now, one thing I will say, Jigga, see how you had to help her sing the song? You ain't have to help Jag. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. See, when Jag got that bitch, when Jag got that mic in front of her, that bald head hoe went ham. Do you hear me? As a matter of fact, Jigga had to look back and be like, all right, bitch, shit, I ain't asked you to do all that. You feel what I'm saying? But see, Jigga want to go head on with the popular crowd instead of the real talent. Now you done dropped bald head Jaggler and picked up Bulldog and Tiana, and that bitch can't sing to save her life. I said what I said. The bitch couldn't sing to save her life. And I don't care about what y'all hear on the albums, because most of them albums be Photoshop, AI, and what's the other stuff they be using? Auto-tunes. Most of y'all faves do not sound the way that they sound in the studio, because between mixing, mastering, and auto-tunes, them hoes is doctored up. Let's call the thing a thing. And Tiana Taylor is one of them hoes. We gotta be real. I get it, you like the bitch. I'm here for it. I remember when the bitch was on my Super Sweet 16. I knew the bitch for most of y'all. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she can't sing. And it's all right. She can do a little sniggly giggly around the house, but she ain't no singer. She not. Concrete rolls my ass. She sounded a mess. And I'm pretty sure if she sung her own songs in real life, she'll sound a mess. And let me also add this. Tiana don't even have the voice for this song. I don't know why Jay-Z picked her. I know why he picked her, because she's Tiana Taylor. But she don't even have the range to sing this song. It's just to sing the hook. She don't even have the range to sing the hook. So why would you even go and get her? Just like Usher, how he got him on the Ain't No Love. You're mixing people that these people should not be on these songs. Jay-Z, that not Reasonable Doubt, especially that Blueprint album, the people who he had featuring on those songs who were doing the music, the singing, those were some powerhouse people. Even if I don't know their name, the actual guy who sung the Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, whoever that is, that nigga cold. You can't jump double back with no Ursha. Nigga, Ursha is cute for a seduction. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't want to hear all of that when we need to feel the meat too, but the beat. You know what I'm saying? Tiana looked at a mess and sounded a mess. Let me let y'all hear it again. Oh, bitch, you couldn't even do the la-dee-da. You couldn't even do that? Yeah. But this is what happens, Black America, when y'all care more about the people than the actual art. We are literally tearing down our own art by thinking that this is okay. And I saw a lot of people on the internet talking about her mic was off. They had sound problems. None of that is an excuse. She's supposed to be a professional, and she's supposed to be one of the greats that y'all claim she is. And she's not. She's not. She's not. I ain't gonna hold you. The bitch is not. She's a cute girl, banging body. If I needed a bitch to start a workout video, she'd be the first hoe I call. But when it came down to the music, she's not who you think she is. So now she want to try to save face and go back and re-sing the song in falsetto. Now, first of all, Black America, I know y'all hear music. First of all, let's talk about a falsetto. A falsetto is the best sound you'll have off your voice because you're not putting 100% of your power behind it. That's typically when people are like, that's a falsetto. Anybody could do that. This bitch want to try to come back and sing the hook in falsetto so we can see that she knows how to sing. Y'all, it's over with. And anybody who really and truly knows music knows that Tiana Taylor, she cute for the talent show. Karaoke night. That's it. And Mary can't sing neither. But one thing I will give Mary, there's the difference between Mary and the rest of them people. Mary can't sing, but Mary got God on her voice. I'm glad somebody brought her up because I've been saying this. And I don't know if y'all understand this. Mary can't sing. I'm going to be real. She pitchy. She can't sing. But Mary has God on her voice. What do I mean? Whenever Mary sings, you feel that shit, don't you? Regardless of if you think she could sing or not. When that bitch sing a song, don't you feel it? It's soul. There it go. There it go. She don't have to know how to sing that well. She got more than enough soul to cover for that. Tiana ain't got no soul. Tiana ain't got shit. She just there. Just a goddamn mannequin. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, even though Mary can't sing, we adore her down to the ground because you hear God on her voice. AKA she got soul. That's all having soul is, having God. That's all it is, okay? That's why some of her shit sound like old Negro spirituals, and some may sound like some Negro, slave music. Not slave music. I don't want to say slave music. Some of it sound like she, singing like the blues. That's soul. That's God on her voice. That's the difference. These new singers don't have that. None of these new. I ain't gonna say none. I ain't seen none yet. Now let's get into her try to repeat the performance so she could show y'all she could sing. To give you a piece of my mind. Who do you think you are? And one day you'll be a star. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like, because I don't want to get a copyright. It's crazy. This is the way you're making me feel. I'm just trying to get my heart out your time. Yeah, come on. Like this hustle for real. Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what happened. You practice how you play. Y'all ever heard that phrase? Put a 3 in the chat if you heard that phrase. You practice how you play. What does that even mean? That means if you want to be the greatest, then when you practicing, you need to practice as if you're practicing or playing in the greatest, right? If she's practicing in a falsetto for a performance where there's a live band, more than likely you won't be able to hear her because you got drums and you got cymbals and you got guitar and you got piano. So especially on this song, it requires for her to project her voice. That's why Mary projected her voice. She didn't do a falsetto. Because if she had did that, then we wouldn't hear it and feel it as well as we did when we heard the song. She practiced how she plays. So if she practiced in a falsetto, she probably got out there thinking she was going to hit the falsetto, but we couldn't hear. You can go back to the video. We couldn't hear it. Look. And she realized she had to go full projected voice, and she knows she can't sing. And that's what screwed her over. Look. Yeah. You see how you can't hear her? She's doing the falsetto. She's singing it the way she sung it here. Remember, you practice how you play. Real talk. She was singing it the way she sung it here. Look. And it sounds great over a track playing on the phone. But you behind a big band. You can't sing like that behind that band. Your mic ain't loud enough. And plus, you're not the main star. So they didn't even set you up to sing like that. Now you got to go full throttle. Look. And that's when it started sounding bad. Yeah, that's what it is. She can't sing, y'all. It just is what it is. I'm not gonna try to explain it or break it down further. She can't sing, and you practice how you play. If you practice in a falsetto, then you're gonna get on stage, and guess what you're gonna sing in? A falsetto. But that don't go like that with live music in a large stadium. We can't hear you, Fad. We can't hear you. So now that you got to project your voice, now we can hear you, and you sound a mess. Does that make sense? Yeah, either way, listen, this is the point, y'all. Your favorite artists that you love are made in a lab. Not all, 95% of them. I'm going to be real. Unless you like old school artists, and even a lot of them are made in labs, most of the people that you love and adore today are made in lab performers. They are not as great as you think they are. As a matter of fact, the only reason some of y'all think that they are great is because of what you hear on the album. But the album is like a perfectly authored book. It's almost like if somebody had a book and had it proofread 100 times and then put a gloss over the cover of it. It looks great because there was a lot of work into making it look great. That's these albums from these people y'all love. The albums sound great because they put a lot of work into making it sound great. But when you go to see these people in real life, they sound like shit. And then here y'all come. Oh, it was the sound. It wasn't her. It was the sound, Photoshop and AI. No, girl, your favorite is trash. Now let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Your favorite is trash, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not okay. It's not. I'm lying. I was about to say it's okay, but it's not. Let's move on, please, and thank you, Lord. We got to get into Boosie. Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph. Jesus, white Jesus Christ on the bike. You know this is a shame. So what's going on with Boosie Boo? Lord have mercy. Y'all remember Boosie was fighting that case right around the electoral, whatever, the presidential thing. And remember Boosie was going on Twitter asking people to help him get a pardon and things of that nature. I told y'all money talks and bull crap run a marathon, right? So what I told y'all was Boosie was trying to get in good with whoever he can so that he can get a pardon, because typically, I'm pretty sure in Boosie's past, he just paid for it and boom, he was good. But in this last case / situation, Boosie was a little more scared than before. So he started trying to go to the Democrats to get help. Then when he realized they lost the election, then he flipped it and went to the Republicans. He added Trump. Trump, please give me a pardon. He even went down there to the Trump inaugural. Now, I don't know if it was the inaugural ball. I don't know what it was. He was down at one. Let me see if I can pull it up. Boosie wasn't playing with y'all. Hold on. Boosie was outside, baby. Boosie was not playing with y'all hoes. Boosie said, what I came to do is a lot, but playing with y'all hoes is one of the things I did not come to do. Do you hear me? I don't think this real. Yeah, this not real. I don't think this real because Boosie didn't get that pardon. Hold on. Let me show you some of what Boosie was doing. Hold on. Boosie was all down at them people, Republican Party stuff, but he was trying to get his pardon. I was trying to see if I could pull up this video to show y'all where he was at his ball or whatever it was. Because right now the headlines is how he got scammed. Tells Mike Epstein. No. All right, I think most of the internet is showing me when he got scammed. So anyway, y'all just take my word for it. Boosie has been one of those people who have been over to the Republican side trying to get pardoned. And I told the Republicans, not that they listened to me, but I said, don't pardon that nigga. And the reason why I said it is because he only wanted to use the Republicans to get off. But whole time he was pro-Democrat. I said, let that nigga go ask the Democrats. Because one thing I learned about you Democratic Negroes, y'all love hating on the Republicans until you need something. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't give a damn about the Republicans either, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? At any rate, He tried to do all of that to get this part, and he went down to all of these balls and all of these meetings and all of these discussions and things of that nature. And apparently, I thought he didn't get it, but apparently he paid somebody $600,000 for a pardon, and they ran off on the plug. They scammed his duck ass. Now he want to sue. First of all, I didn't even know it was legal to pay for somebody for a pardon. But then again, I'm not really up on federal law, so please don't get me the line. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know legally. I know people do it. I just didn't know it was okay. Like, you could pay somebody and they're going to be like, all right, we're going to give you a pardon. I didn't know that that was legal. So that's something new for me. However, the fact that he is suing tells me that it has to be legal, because it's almost like he wouldn't sue for somebody selling him bad drugs, because it's kind of like you can't, because we're doing something illegal. So I would hope that this is legal, seeing that as he is suing. But this is a lesson for y'all, Black America. These celebrities, first of all, Boosie told y'all that he the reason y'all like Vlad. He said it out of his own mouth. He said, I'm the reason y'all like Vlad. If it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't like Vlad. They use their profession. I'm sorry, not profession. They use their influence for what it is they want, and they use it to also control you. Now that influence couldn't get him his pardon, now he want to sue some crackers. But my thing is, why did you trust them? Let's get into the video. It says Boosie reportedly paid two far-right politician operatives $600,000 after they claimed they could secure a Trump pardon for his federal gun case. He's now fighting to get his money back after the part never came through. It says, according to reports, rapper Boosie is taking legal action against two political operatives after allegedly paying them $600,000 to help secure a pardon from President Trump. Boosie reportedly hired Jacob Wool and Jack Berkman of J.M. Berkman and Associates after they claimed they could help secure clemency that would clear his federal record related to a firearm possession convicted as a felon. The rapper was reportedly told by his lawyer that the two men had secured a pardon signed by Trump. However, the pardon never materialized. Your lawyer is in on it, dummy. Now, Boosie is seeking to recover half of the payment, which was included in a contract reviewed by news outlet Notice. It says, however, Wool and Berkman have reportedly pushed back, claiming no provisions to return half the fees was ever actually agreed to. An arbitration case is ongoing as Boosie continues to pursue clemency through a separate pardon application submitted directly to the White House. What are your thoughts? So now, if your lawyer called you and told you that the pardon was signed and then the pardon wasn't signed, the lawyer would have been fired before he could get off the phone. Number one. Number two, the lawyer, in my mind, nigga, you in on it with them crackers. In my mind, because I'm the only one finessed. So if I look up and I'm the only one that got finessed, the lawyer in on it too. And nobody ain't gonna tell me otherwise. Because why would you call me and tell me that this pardon went through without confirming? So we got number one, you were set up. Number two, I feel like the lawyer was in on it too. And number three, you going against crackers in they shit. Remember, this system belongs to them. And I also told y'all that they find ways to scam niggas every single day. Don't matter how much money you got. You can have $20 or you can have $20 million. One thing these crackers gonna do is find a way to scam you niggas, because some of y'all be so emotionally charged. You don't think with your head. You just go with the move. Boosie probably was so scared that this firearm possession was gonna land him back in jail that he just ran with the move to get these folks this money. And now they ran off on the plug. See how that go? And you still don't have the pardon. Now you want to take them to court for half of the $600K back. And legally, contractually, if it ain't in the doggone contract that they got to give you half the money back if the pardon don't go through, guess what Boosie gonna walk away with? Drop down in the comments. So unless you find somewhere contractually where y'all agreed and signed, rather it be verbal contract, rather it be written contract, it don't matter. Unless this nigga can find something that says and proves that they had an agreement that if things go left, you get half of your money back. Mind you, not all, half. Unless these crackers done signed something and agreed something to you like that, you're done. You're done. $600,000 gone. Zero. It's a wrap. And I'm pretty sure your lawyer got a cut too. But y'all don't be wanting to talk about that. I keep telling y'all, the lawyers work for the government and the judge. I don't give a damn if it's a prosecutor or a defense attorney. You are up against everybody. It's everybody against you. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen. Look when he added Trump. Trump, can you pardon me on my Fed case? I'm a nonviolent felon. The courts ruled that a nonviolent cannot be charged with a 922G. The judge dismissed my case, but the ruling has been appealed. So once again, I was indicted. I'm fighting this case. This is the exact case to us versus Duarte that was ruled unconstitutional. Oh, one more thing. Can you sit down with me and talk about giving police immunity? I think this will motivate officers to commit deadly crimes. Please don't do this. Anyway, congratulations on your win. Let's get this money and drop these taxes. Shit killing me. So Boosie was asking for this pardon. He just didn't get it. In Black America, please, you got to know this. I get it. Y'all, we taught to just, once you get this, then this, and this is supposed to happen. Most people don't stop to think that things can happen. Divergence can happen. Bad people can happen. And sometimes things just don't automatically go as it seems. What do I mean by that? If Boosie wanted this pardon and he found these two white boys just simply because of their proximity to whoever or whatever, or his desperation was not enough for him to run them $600K, especially if he didn't do the contract and the paperwork right. So now you done gave off $600K, and this the gag. This how this government do in their system. They done took your ass to jail anyway, and you done lost $600K, and that $600K you could have used to put on a lawyer. That's how they work. That's what this enemy does. They will find ways to drain you, so when it's time to fight, you can't even fight. So now you done spent $600K. I don't know how much in Boosie's checking and savings account, so don't get me the line. But in any stretch of the imagination, $600,000 is a lot of money. Most people's houses don't cost $600,000. Hell, for $600,000, you could buy 5 houses for 5 people. And probably more than that, depending on where you at. So now you done thrown away $600,000, and them crackers still gonna take you to court. And now you $600K less that you could have used to fight your battle. Y'all better catch up, Mustard. Y'all better catch up, Mustard. Y'all better see the play. And I'm pretty sure they came to Boosie. Oh, Boosie, you want a pardon? I can almost bet they came to Boosie. That's the play. That's the gag. We need him to come to court and fight, but we need some of his money first. Tell that nigga we gonna give him a pardon. What? Tell him we gonna give him a pardon. But we're not. Tell him we're gonna give him a pardon. Well, how much should we tell him? $600K. He desperate. He's gonna bite. And guess what Boosie did? Bit. So now, knowing good and well they had no intentions on getting this pardon, they done pocket $600K. I'm pretty sure they gave the lawyer some, because the lawyer was the one confirmed you and told you the pardon went through. His ass will be fired. I'll be like Ghost, bitch. Now I see why Ghost wanted to pop his lawyer. Bitch, I will proctor your ass. Do you hear me? Oh, yeah. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, after watching the show, I see now. I see. I'm just saying. Because them lawyers don't be shit now. Be them proctored your ass. You be, bitch, only thing left is a thumb drive. We don't know where the hell your ass at. I ain't lying. Yeah, $600K, that's over $500,000. The $600K is $1 million. You're right. Thank you, Asia. $600K is $1 million to me. I don't know. Let's move on. I'd have proctored his ass. Bitch, you won't call me and tell me that this pardon was good and it's not? And I bet you the lawyer not gonna help him pay none of that back. Of course not. Of course not. I mean, obviously not. Now, Lord, let's get on these 2,000 gay men stranded in the ocean. Y'all get the likes up. First of all, before we get into this, shout out to the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't care about all y'all, just the Black Americans. I ain't gonna lie. But I do care about everybody. I'm lying. I care about people. I just don't love everybody. Does that make sense? I love my people more than I love everybody else. So when I be speaking to any communities, I'm only really speaking to my people inside of any community. I don't give a damn. We can be talking about the LGBTQ. We can be talking about the Republicans, the Democrats. It don't matter. When I speak on systems, I'm directly speaking to my people. Now, in this situation, I don't think many of us was on this boat, so I'm not talking to y'all. So please, my people in the LGBTQIA plus community, do not take what I'm about to say to heart, okay? I love y'all. Y'all my people. I'm talking about these people on this boat, okay? Now, let's get into it. Lord have mercy. So, okay, what is going on? So, apparently, 2,000 gays... I can't even get the story off. Apparently, 2,000 punks decided to charter a boat over the seas. And apparently, when they got over the seas, they went to dock, and the people said, hell no. So now we got 2,000 punks stranded in the middle of the ocean. I don't know if it's the Atlantic. I don't know if it's the Pacific. I don't know what ocean it is. All I know is it's 2,000 punks stranded. And I think that this is very serious. You see what I'm saying? Because first and foremost, I know all them punks stranded on one ship. I know it's a freak off down to the ground. I know everybody getting fucked. Do you hear me? 2,000 punks and they can't go nowhere? Oh, girl, if them niggas could get pregnant, everybody coming off pregnant. Do you hear me? Them niggas be nasty. Plus, they on vacation. They wilding out. You see what I'm saying? At any rate, them people don't want y'all in their towns, and now the punks are going live because they feel like they being discriminated against. So we gonna get into it. Yeah, it's just men. It's just men. No L's. None of the L's is on there. None of the L's. Now they might have a few T's. I didn't look real good, so please forgive me because I didn't look real good. I'm pretty sure they got a few T's on there, but no L's. No L's. Well, none of the L's on there, just the G's and the T's, allegedly. Okay. Now let's get into the story, y'all. Bless these punks. Let's get into the story. It says 2,000 gay men are currently stranded on an Atlantis cruise ship. Hopefully this will give them appreciation of the rights they have here at home. Let's get into it.
There are currently 2,000 gay men stranded in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship. This is starting to make international news. Let's discuss. An Atlantis cruise holding 2,000 men and Broadway legend Patti LuPone has been denied entry to Turkey, Egypt, and potentially some other ports. Now, I don't know if they were denied because of the gays or Patti LuPone because she's pretty obnoxious herself, but these gays have to realize you have rights here in America. I know you like to cosplay like you're oppressed and like you're victims, but now you're realizing other countries are way behind. Now, I have friends who've gone on gay cruises. They have a good time. It seems like one big circuit party, drinking and debauchery. It would not be for me. It seems like floating monkeypox. I would rather go on the...
Didn't I tell you everybody was getting screwed? Didn't I? Come on, man. Man, watch out. I used to hang with the punks. I know what I'm talking about. Watch out. Didn't I tell you everybody was out there getting... That's what the white boy just said, just in a different, in more colorful language or less colorful language.
Titanic, because at least until they hit the iceberg, things were kind of classy. But these gays, they're in their staterooms on the ship posting videos like they're victims of some horrific hate crime. Go drink, enjoy yourselves, and don't expect other countries to have the same laws and customs we do in the United States of America. I hope it's given you some new appreciation. I'll also say, as a gay man myself, I research other countries. Only 1 in 5 countries support same-sex marriage. This is very rare. That means 80% do not. So if I'm going to travel, this is like Brittany Griner, that black lesbian basketball player. Remember when she got caught with drugs in Russia? You should have listened and known the rules and laws in Russia. This would be my idea of purgatory, okay? Being stuck on a ship in the middle of the ocean with 2,000 liberal gays and Patti LuPone. Imagine these dock workers in Egypt. They're probably working the dock in Egypt. It's a busy summer, and they can just hear the faint sound of Gloria Gaynor, Donna Summer, the Village People. They can smell poppers wafting through the air. They probably said, nope, you cannot dock here. No docking. Goodbye. The last thing I'll say is this. For all the gays complaining on this cruise ship, just be glad you're not in the Strait of Hormuz, okay? Emphasis on the word strait. There are worse places to be a sea vessel right now. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for liking and following. Drop a comment. I love that we can be cheeky and have fun, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
He seemed cool. I like him. He seems like he's more He seems like he's more down to earth in his thinking. Let's be clear. You got 2,000 gay men on a cruise. Nobody did the research, not even the cruise, to see what the gay laws are like where you're going. Meaning, first of all, gays on a cruise, you know they extra flamboyant, right? And when you travel outside of America, everybody don't do that. Everybody don't like that. I'm not acting like they don't have gays all over the world, because they do. I seen them in Greece. I seen them in Europe. I seen them in London. I seen them in the Caribbean. They got them everywhere. That's not what I'm saying. But America is the only place that allow the gays to act like they slow, like something wrong with them. Everywhere don't like that. And the reason being is because y'all goes far. Y'all want to take this debauchery and turn it into culture or turn it into rights, and it's not okay. Everybody, the world watches America to see what we're doing so they know what to do and what not to do. And they see how y'all act over here, and I'm pretty positive them people said, hell no. And honestly, I don't blame them. Let me show you why. This the type of shit y'all do when y'all get free time.
Oh my.
You can't record us, please.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you can't record us.
My friend's behind you.
You can delete the video now.
I can't. It's
You can't.
live.
You can live, actually.
It's live.
You're on live.
Delete a
And you're
live.
recording people without their consent.
It's
no,
legal.
it's no, it's like
It's
it is
legal.
public, dude. It's legal. Yeah. It's also without our consent.
Dude, I was literally just
You're trash.
trash.
Fuck off.
Look the way he's wearing.
Yeah, and they're fucking recording us.
Whatever, dude.
On a public sidewalk.
Fuck off.
No way.
Yeah.
On public sidewalks.
Get off of 3rd Street if you're gonna be fucking straggers.
What the fuck did you say? What did you say to me, nigga? What did you say to me?
Hey, you're a fucking
Yeah, I did. I'm
retard
not
if you're gonna
black.
say that.
What'd you say to me, nigga?
She couldn't wait to see the N-word.
You're ginger. Bro.
Gingers have no swords. Gingers have no swords.
Okay, yeah.
No wonder why it's into that. Fucking
Okay, nice.
zoophile ass
Hey,
bitch. Zoophile ass bitch.
Oh
You
my.
can't record us, please.
The
Oh.
point is, if y'all look at this picture, y'all don't understand what be behind this. Let me give y'all the layman terms. What do they call these people? What do they call them? What is the I've read on it before. I just can't remember the name of it. But it's a sex play that they use where they have these people dressed in these masks and they put the leash on them and all of this stuff, and they walk around, and that's part of like the humiliation is part of the sex, because furries, is that what that is? People don't do that all overseas. You got a whole human being walking around in a dog mask with a fucking collar. You think them people want that shit where they at? Hell no. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't be seeing it in America. It's a time and place for that type of shit. And walking up the street in broad daylight ain't it. But this is the kind of debauchery shit that these gays, not all gays, I'm talking about the ones on this ship who tripping right now. This the kind of debauchery that y'all want people to accept and make it normal. It's not. Them people over, that ain't America over there. Them people don't give a damn about what America doing. And y'all comes to these people places with all of this extraness, trying to disguise it as normal, and it's not. And them people don't want nothing to do. I'm with the white boy. Y'all on a whole cruise ship. Have a drink. Enjoy yourself. You don't need the dock no way. I'd have told the not the pilot, what they call the people who ride the ship. I'd have told the guy, whatever, the pilot, I'm gonna call him a pilot, the ship pilot. I'd have told that nigga, park this bitch in the middle of the ocean and let them niggas go have a gay ball. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to get off them people's ship, because y'all would have got off them people's ship with this type of shit. I know, because this what y'all doing on the ship, and I ain't got to be on there to know it. This the type of shit y'all do on the ship. So I know what you was going to do when they docked. That's why them people said, hell no. Hell no. Y'all does the most. And again, the only reason it works in here in America is because we are all indoctrinated to be guilt tripped into believing that this shit is normal, but it's not. Did y'all see when they took the U-turns down saying that it was homophobic?
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
And this is why them people watching all of that. Them people watching all of that. Them people say, fuck no. Give a fuck. Yeah. Give a fuck. Let them talk that shit online. I don't care about none of that. That's what them people said. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm with the people. I'm up with the people. Bitch, I'm with the people overseas. I am up with the people. No, you niggas don't need to be on no cruise ship. No way. I'm pretty sure it's one big ass orgy and freak off on that bitch. Hell no. Turn the goddamn boat around and bring your ass back. I said what I said. Yeah. Y'all want to go all across the world with that Sodom and Gomorrah bull crap, and everybody not on that. Everybody don't want to do that. Everybody don't want that stuff rubbing off on their people, because what y'all don't understand is people are followers by nature. And if they ain't never seen no stuff like that, and in this boat dock, and you got some people out here with furry masks on and gays with thongs and cartwheeling up and down the street, you might contaminate them good folks down there in Europe, whatever part of Europe them in. Them people said, hell no, and I'm with the people. Hell no. Carry your ass back to America with that ugly ass shit. I'm with them. Now let's move on. They ain't wrong. They ain't wrong. Yeah, it's a spirit. It really is a spirit. I don't know why y'all went out there without doing that research. No way. Y'all know them people don't do all of that out there. Now let's move on. Get the likes up on the video. Girl, it's ridiculous. They done. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw they pulled down the U-turn sign, I ain't gonna lie. That made me mad. Because, girl, wasn't no U-turn sign put up to stop gays from hooking up. And let's really be clear. If we're going to talk about the 90s and the 80s, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's the truth. And I don't give a damn who feel a way about it. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's the truth. Let's really be clear about this. In the 90s and the 80s, gay culture was so bad. Sexually, this is how they were able to pass HIV and AIDS the way that they did, because they understood that gay men were over hyperly sexual. And now that I'm thinking about it, they probably did something to make them men hypersexual. But I neither here nor there. Gay culture in the 80s and the 90s, y'all was over there messing with them bathhouses. Y'all was doing all kind of illegal shit so you can screw. So they did put up laws, but I doubt the U-turn sign was one of them. They making it seem like they were just attacked in the 80s and the 90s. No, they was nasty in the 80s and the 90s. Why you think AIDS spread the way that it did, and they used to call it the gay man's disease? And I'm not saying that they the reason that it happened. No. I believe that they gave it to the gay men. I believe that they gave HIV and AIDS to the gay men. But I believe that they gave it to them because they knew they were already hypersexual. The same reason why they give us HIV and herpes in the hood. Because we what? Hypersexual. Even I was thinking about the beats, the New Orleans bounce songs. Every single one of them is about fuck. Every single bounce song is about dick, coochie, and fucking. And I believe that's the witchcraft to keep y'all screwing so you can keep passing the HIV, the AIDS, and all of that stuff. And it ain't just in New Orleans. It's all over. That's why y'all overly sexual everywhere. And that's the witchcraft, the reinforcement, so y'all could keep. It is a spirit. It's definitely a spirit. Oh, it's a spirit. I'm not saying that gay people are bad, but what I'm saying on that boat, that got a spirit. That boat got a spirit right there. I don't give a damn. That boat got a gay spirit, and them people don't want it over there. I'm with the people. Let's move on. I'm with the people. I'm up with the people. Okay? Them people not wrong. Now, I want to get into this Black Beauty store. OMG. So in New Orleans, well, it's on the West Bank. Not technically New Orleans, but for all intents and purposes for the video, let's just go with the move. So there was this Black dude who opened a beauty store in New Orleans. And in the beauty store, in walks this Hispanic looking guy going around his store taking pictures. And when the guy confronted him, the Hispanic guy was like, well, how did you get these accounts? Who did you get this from? What did you do? And remember, if y'all been on my channel a long time, I told y'all that years ago, right after Katrina, I want to say, was it before? It had to be after Katrina. I told you I wanted to open a beauty store, and I used to go around to the beauty stores asking them, hey, how do I get accounts? Where do I need to go? And they all would look me dead in the face and act as if they don't know or they can't tell me. So I was never able to do it. But apparently, as time went by, Black Americans are able to now open beauty stores and own businesses that at one point we couldn't. Now that this Black American man got this beauty store open, here comes this Hispanic or this Arab. I don't know what he is, but here comes this Hispanic or this Arab guy who's trying to basically question him about his store. Now, let me just say this. First of all, them Arabs think they slick. Now, because just like the Asians, they're posted up in all of our neighborhoods and they've been planted there for years, they feel like they can't be touched. And they also feel like competition can't touch them. But what y'all don't understand is the only reason why we've been tolerating these Arabs as long as we have is because we've never had any other options. Remember, they closed all the Black American businesses in our own neighborhoods and replaced us with the foreigner. Hence why all the Asians started to come in, owning all the nail shops and the liquor stores and also the Arabs. And then they even started giving Africans pull to come into your neighborhood and own stuff. That's the chess move. That's the way to make you 100% reliant and dependent on other groups of people. That was done on purpose by design to make sure that Black Americans never economically get a leg to stand on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because some of y'all might say that doesn't make sense, boo, because we got Black people with money. Yes, and those Black people with money blow their money and send it back to the cracker as soon as it get their hands. But what you don't understand is economics, especially group economics. When the people in your neighborhood are the people who you are, and you can buy and sell and barter stuff between those people, now you're circulating money within your own kind. That means your dollar value goes up amongst each other. This is what they don't want you to know. This is why all the rappers got y'all running the Louis Vuitton. This is why they got y'all running all of these crackers and these Asians, because if you go to yourself, then you'll circulate your own money. They don't want you to do that. That's also why they made it so where we didn't have businesses to complete the wealth transfer. I hope y'all are tracking, because I feel like I'm all over the place. But I'm saying all that to say this. We're starting to break that now. Now we're starting to get businesses that we were not allowed to get in the last 40 to 50 years. Shout out to Mike, Martin Luther King. Ever since he marched us up the mountain, when we came back down, they took our businesses and made it to where we couldn't open our own after that. Not by and large, especially brick and mortars and mom and pops. They started taking them. But now we're able to start getting these back, and these Arabs, these Asians, and all these other foreigners with the hard ER are starting to feel it, because now people are noticing, instead of me going to this Asian beauty store, they got a Black beauty store. Let me go over here. And now it's pissing them off. And now what are they doing? Going in people's stores, harassing them. And I don't like it. Now, mind you, this brother's shop is on the West Bank. New Orleans is super small. It sounds far. This brother's shop is on the West Bank. This Arab's beauty store is in New Orleans East. By car, that's about a 15-minute drive. But in New Orleans, it feels like a light years away, okay? Meaning, he's going to say he came from way from the East. Because technically, the people in the East be in the East and the people on the West Bank be in the West Bank. For him to leave the East to come all the way to the West Bank to look at a Black-owned store, that means he making noise. And that also means to this Black brother, you doing your job. You taking a business. They don't know what's coming, though. I've already meditated and made manifestations on New Orleans. They just don't even know what's coming. Let's get into this brother. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get into this brother's story on this Arab dude, because I think he Arab, that's harassing his beauty supply store.
I guess we got them so shook on the wealth transfer that now they're going to Black-owned beauty supply stores down in Louisiana, trying to find out how in the world are they getting their vendors. Thankfully, this owner right here, the dreads, honey, he threw him on out the door.
Hey y'all, so today at the hair district, we got paid a little visit from this cat right here. He told me his name was Mike and he was the owner of Beauty Palace in the East on Diamond Road. So I thought that was a little funny because we way on the west side and we deep off from a railroad. And he supposedly came here for one bottle of Camille Rose. But I was in the back and the girl started paging me saying that we had somebody here walking up and down each aisle on FaceTime talking about all our prices. I said, on FaceTime, you sure? So yeah, sure as shit stink. The boy was walking around here on FaceTime, showing all our prices and stuff like that. So of course I come out the back, I approach him and I ask him if he need help with anything. Immediately he jumps into, hey, did the vendors in this area open these accounts for you, or are you getting this shipped from your friends that you know? I'm like,
why is this important? See why he asked him? Are you getting this stuff from the vendors in this area, or is it from people? He's trying to cut off his supply. He's fishing and baiting for information so that he know where to go to cut him off. That's why he in there saying, so how you get this? Remember, I told you I was trying to get accounts and nobody would tell me. But this was back in what, 2010, 11? We in 2026. So now he's going in there trying to figure out how this man is getting his accounts and his contracts and his supply so that he can interfere. I'm telling you what I'm looking at. Because they didn't want us to have this access. I'm from New Orleans. I tried to open a store in 2011. I know what I'm talking about.
what does that got to do with you? Like, why are you worried about that? I want to know, did they open for you? Well, that ain't none of your business, bro. That ain't none of your business. So I politely asked Mr. Mike, hey, bro, come up out of my stuff, get up out of my store, walk them out the door. So if y'all do me a favor and tell Mr. Mike, leave our vendors alone in this area and leave us alone, Mr. Mike. It was already hard enough as it is to get these vendors and get these accounts open. Why it ain't got no black-owned hair stores out here, man.
So that happened at the Hair District West Bank in Marrero, Louisiana. They just had their soft opening, and they're going to have a grand opening on July the 31st. So y'all, please check them out. Not only is that store gorgeous, can't y'all tell? But also the website is gorgeous as well. Look at that. And you can even RSVP for all the grand opening deals they have. Now listen, y'all, because they are new, please give them grace. Please don't be in there acting a fool. If there is something wrong, tell the owner. Let him fix it. You don't have to run to social media with it. Give them a chance. But let's support this Black-owned beauty supply company because, as you know, I've done stories before that it's very hard for them to be able to get vendors. And shout out to this man and his staff for being very observant, letting him know what was going on. Leave me your comments. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Let me tell you what that Arab dude was trying to do. He knows that there's only a certain amount of vendors. So what he's trying to find out is who's your vendor, because he probably knows them. If he don't know them, he knows somebody who know them. Now we're talking about politics. The Arab was going to find out who his vendors were so that he can get on the ones and twos and say, hey, did y'all help them jigaboos open up a beauty store on the West Bank? And then the Arabs on the other end could be like, well, yeah, they paid me extra money because they stupid and they don't know. You know, I'm being real. I'm going to tell you how the conversation go when you're not around. Yeah, I was able to finesse them niggas out of buku money because they really wanted the store. Why? What's up? And this could be Mike. Oh, well, they competition for us. So you need to stop distributing to them. You need to cut off the contract. You need to make it to where they don't get their stuff from you. Let them figure it out. And guess what happens? It works like a charm. It works like a charm. And it goes back to what I told y'all in 2010 or 2011. I can't remember. When I went back home and called myself trying to open up a beauty store, I went to all of them stores and them agents refused to tell me who was their distributors. As a matter of fact, most of them would act like they didn't know. And when I did get to the owners, they would say, well, we're not at liberty, or we can't. It was a way of gatekeeping us out of our own shit. Mind you, these stores are smack dead in the middle of Black American poor neighborhoods. They don't open stores in nice neighborhoods. These Arabs beauty stores be right smack dab in the middle of the hood. So I'm pretty positive, especially with social media, because I seen this brother's grand opening when he was talking about it before he did it. I'm pretty sure they saw that he was going viral on social media in New Orleans, and because the wealth transfer is real, Black America, because the wealth transfer, not the boycott. A boycott implies we'll be back. No. But because the wealth transfer is real and them people looking at numbers, they not looking at day-to-day basis. They looking at numbers. I'm pretty sure it's starting to affect them. And even if it's not him directly affecting them, the fact that their numbers are being affected, now they about to start going around the water like sharks looking for blood so that they can screw people over. Now, again, I don't know who this brother's distributor is, but we got to start becoming the distributors at this point. We are going to have to now go from being just store owners. Now we're going to have to start becoming distributors. Now we're going to have to be the people who we're distributing to. We're going to, because it's not just owning the store. Typically owning the store is the first portion of this. When we really want to circulate this dollar, now we need Black people who is distributing the product. Now you got money circulating two ways, because you got the person who running the business going to the Black distributor, he getting money, and then I'm the consumer going into the Black business. You see how that money just went three ways? So now we're going to have to start becoming distributors. I don't know how or when, but I haven't been looking into it. It's not impossible. It actually, during 2026, in this time frame we're in, is actually more probable and highly probable now than it was in the past. Because I'm telling you how these people is. They cutthroat. They get incentives to make sure you don't outdo them. They get incentives to make sure they're the only ones on the stores in the hood. So I'm pretty positive he went over there to try to figure it out so that he can try to cut that man water short. But I hope that don't happen. Let me also say this. Somebody put in the comments earlier, can't you just Google it from the SKU? I thought so. And I didn't even think from Google. It was another thing. I thought it was I think from the SKU you could tell. Because the SKU numbers, the first three numbers is kind of like, don't get me the line. I ain't done this in a long, long time. I used to work in retail. But I want to say the first 3 or 4 numbers or the last 3 or 4 numbers is kind of like tell you where the shit come from, the manufacturer. The numbers are literally codes for information on the product. That's what a SKU number is. So like the first 3 numbers might be the code for where they come from. And then the next 2 numbers might be the data manufacturer. And then the next 3 numbers might be, you see what I'm saying? And it's a long ass number and you looking at it like one long number, but really it's a decoding for where the shit come from. So I would assume that the SKU would be a place for him to find it out, which is probably why he went in to purchase something. Remember, he bought a thing so he could figure it out. But it sucks. But we on it. We don't trip, Black America. Remember, this isn't a boycott. This is a wealth transfer. We're changing and shifting our minds. We want to start only helping us as Black Americans versus everybody. And in order for that to be, we got to start looking out for each other. So please hit the VoodooDollTVShop.com link for Babe merch. And also, Black America, please make sure that you understand we are changing minds. We are breaking generational curses. We are creating generational wealth, and we are changing mindsets. We're not doing what we did because what we did ain't got us nothing. Now we're shifting forward and ahead, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on. Do I want to go through Brad responding to this Deb Anthony thing? How much time I got? I guess I can. So remember Deb Anthony and Brad had this back and forth about this show that they were talking about pitching together, the hip hop boot camp or whatever it was. Well, apparently Deb Anthony came out and said that Brad was cloud chasing and that's not true. And none of that what she said happened. So now Brad has now responded to Deb Anthony. I told y'all I believe that Deb Anthony did whatever they said she did. Because just in her response, I know for a fact she was lying. However, or at least leaving out a lot of the truth. I'll go there. But now Brad is responding to Deb saying that she was just clout chasing and that she never stole anything from her. Let's get into what Brad has to say. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please.
Catch me at the high spot. It's Horror 18.
All right, 29 before the top of the hour, time for the high spot. What up, Brad?
What up, Ricky?
I'm going to take the video down and only let the audio play because Ricky smiling and be acting like a little hoe. He probably on that cruise ship with the punks. And I don't want him to get a notification from the cruise ship that I done shared his audio and his video. So let me just put the audio up first.
Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get on off into it. Well, y'all, start not to address this or say anything about this, but now I have to because it seemed like it won't just go away. People keep speaking on it. So a couple of weeks ago, a clip from my show, Brett and Judy on Facebook at The Real BB Judy went viral. And in the clip, I was telling my wife about a show idea for a boot camp type show that I shared with Deb Anthony. And that we came up with it together. We put our ideas together. We both wanted to do a boot camp. But anyway, I'll get into the story, but here's some of the clip.
I was watching TV. I just happened to see Deb's house, and I was like, let me just see what this is about. The network wanted to do a boot camp show. So we pitched it to them. Me, Deb, whatever happened, they ended up saying they wanted to do something else after that. So I have been holding on to this idea for a long time or whatever, and I have been talking back and forth to Deb. I got all the receipts. I hit him one day like, yo, me and Deb need to talk to you about doing a boot camp show. You know what I'm saying? So he goes, oh, she pitching it to me today. Without you? Damn. It's kind of the same idea. It's kind of the same thing we pitched in the deck together. Some ideas were hers and some are mine. I'm not taking full credit for it, but it was our ideas collectively put together to build this boot camp. And I just didn't think she would go pitch it without me. I felt so stupid. I couldn't say to this man. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And I hung up like, what the f?
Wow. Yeah, so that is my truth. It's not a lie. We both wanted to do a boot camp. We talked about different things that we could do. We came up with the plan for the boot camp. It's always been a dream of mine to pour into other artists. I have been doing that since the 90s. JD used to get on to me about helping so many people and not focusing on myself because I wanted them to get that feeling that I got when JD put me on. We put people in studios. We've taken them overseas, put them on shows. Anyway, let's get to the point. So we did a talent showcase on Growing Up Hip Hop ATL to gear up kind of for the boot camp because they said that WeTV said they wanted it initially. We pitched our show, the boot camp, to the network, and they passed, right? They passed on it once we pitched it. We pitched it on a network call with everybody on this call. So everybody heard all of our ideas. So Deb and I text, and she told me that All Black, one of the execs, wanted to give us the show. So I said, okay, fast forward. I reached out to that exec, and he said, oh, Deb is pitching it to me today. Because I said to him, I want to talk to you about a meeting to pitch the show that me and Deb, the boot camp show that we were talking about. So he said, Deb is pitching it to me today. So I was like, oh, okay. Now, I didn't let him know that I was shocked or nothing because I didn't put nobody in my business like that. So I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. So, you know, I was hurt, all that, blah, blah, blah. Said nothing else to Deb after that to this day. Wow. Nothing else to that man that I talked to. That was the last time I spoke to him as well. Now, before supposedly she pitched the show, there was no call to me. There was nothing. There was no text to me. There was nothing to say, hey, I'm going to pitch our show. So fast forward, I'm watching TV, and it's probably both seasons of her show up because I had never seen it. This was not too long ago, and I looked at it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh,
Brett, I ain't got all day, girl. Get to it, bitch. Come on, Dagger Brett. I got shit to do. Come on."
Wow. It was very similar to our show ideas that we put together. Like I said in the clip, some are hers and some are mine. Collectively, we came up with that show. Now, me sitting on a panel judging a show with her don't mean nothing to me because I've hosted talent showcases all over the world. MTV, been a judge on the Rap Game, 2007 Celebrity Rap Superstar with Kevin Hart. That's nothing. I did a favor for somebody that I was cool with. So, and I was the only celebrity judge on that panel. Anyway, that don't mean nothing. Because I saw that there was a picture put up that circled me that said she been doing this. We all can say what we've been doing for years because we've all been doing what we do for years. Right. Like, I'm just trying to figure out where the lie comes in. These are my feelings. This is what I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
are
that's
there
how
any liability stuff.
And that's how I felt. I didn't do nothing about it. I did talk to a lawyer, but I was like, you know what? I'm blessed. She can have her show, whatever it is. I did not think that it was the same show. That's why I had let it go. I was like, I'm not going to even deal with it. I didn't think it would be the same show that we had talked about. I definitely knew she wouldn't do nothing like that. But when I saw it, I just felt crazy because I felt like, dang, it's the same show. And the only reason I brought it up, because she said something about me needing clicks and views.
Oh.
Mommy, that's something I definitely don't need. Me and my wife spent our own money to put this show together that we have out now because the fans kept asking, the fans who love us kept wanting to know what was going on in our life. So we put our own money up because we own it. We wanted to own it, and we can put it on whatever platform we want to. So we chose Facebook because we wanted to. And
she lying. Y'all chose Facebook and you're putting your own money up because you have to, Dagger Brat. Stop lying, girl.
Every inch of a coin comes from that goes in our pocket. We don't have to share with anybody. Ownership is very important, but we'll get into that another time because anything that's on We or anything that's on any of these networks, you don't own it at all. You could be executive producer, whatever, but you don't own it. But anyway, I got more to say to finish this out on the other side. It's the Ricky Smiley Morning.
All right, that's enough. That's enough for you, Brad. That's enough, bitch. That's enough of you, Brad. Get her back up here. Now, Brad was doing all of that talking loud and ain't saying nothing. We heard all of that to hear what? I still stand by my truth. And my truth is we sat down and came up with it together. You know, I'm starting to be of the belief that Judy did buck you up to do this. And let me tell you why. Because at first I was like, maybe because Judy is the internet girl and Brad is not. You know what I'm saying? But let me just say this. As it pertains to this whole, we're shooting a show on Facebook and we don't need this. No, you do. The reason why you're shooting the show on Facebook using your own money is because the network dropped y'all duck ass. Y'all ain't doing this because y'all are free-spirited entrepreneurs and you decided to be an innovator. No, y'all over there on Facebook because you have to be, girl. That's why I know Judy done got you on this internet to say that Deb played on you because she needs you to go viral so that the money could go back in y'all pocket, Dagger Brad and Dagger Judy. Come on now, this ain't rocket science. We all know why you on here talking about this shit with Deb. And I'm with Deb on one thing. I don't think Deb tried not to say it was Judy, but I'm going to say it for you, Deb. Judy with your messy ass. Judy, you needed content for that regular-ass Facebook show, and you couldn't wait to get Brad up here with her big wobbly booty ass to get on here and say that Deb crossed her. You knew Deb was going to respond. You knew the blogs was going to pick it up, and you knew it was going to make people run over there to that 5-minute show y'all do every week. The episodes ain't but 5 minutes. Let's be clear. The episodes on the show ain't but 5 minutes, 10 tops. And I'm not even over exaggerating. The clips y'all be seeing that be floating around social media, that's the episode. Girl, Brad's explanation right here was longer than the episodes. They don't really have no content for real. They really don't even have no content. Y'all done had to downsize out of that house. Let's call the thing a thing. Play me as Deb. I'm going to act like Deb. I'm going to read you hoes for filth. Y'all hoes had to downsize that house because Judy is an F-er up when it come to money. She like bounty, but with an F. That hoe is a phony. Quicker F-er upper. That's what she is. That's all she do when it come to money. It's like the bitch see dollar signs and she go crazy. You see what I'm saying? And y'all done had to downsize off that house. WeTV dropped y'all ass. And Judy done bucked your crazy ass up to get on here and drag Deb. Now, granted, did Deb screw you? Yeah, I believe Deb screwed you. Yeah, she did it. Whatever you say Deb did, I believe Deb did that shit. However, I'm with Deb on this. Bitch, don't try to use me to get people down there at y'all weird ass content. Because ain't nobody over there checking for you and Dagger Judy. Don't try to use no old shit with me, bitch, to make it seem like I done stole from you. You know, a nigga always talk about shit that got stolen when they on their last leg, huh? I am actually guilty of that. Bitch, when I'm down to my last, I swear to God a nigga stole from me. See, when I go to reach down in my purse, and I don't feel no dollars ruffling, I swear to God, I set my purse down and somebody went in my shit. Whole time ain't nobody stole nothing. I done just spent all my money. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is giving, Judy. Y'all hoes is down on y'all luck, and you decided to bring up some old stuff with Deb. That's one thing I will give Deb. Y'all, and I believe Judy is behind it. Yeah, you damn right. Judy the one telling you, you don't remember that time you said Deb stole your show, and you look at your broke ass. You know what? You right. You right. That bitch did steal my show. What year that was? 96. 96. I remember. Yeah, no. Brad, get off of here. Don't act like y'all doing good. And I'm not saying y'all doing bad. I don't think that Brad and Judy is doing bad. It's just that y'all are not doing as well as you were. And that's okay. It's okay, Dagger Brad and Dagger Judy. We all fall from grace, girl. But what we're not going to do is act like we're not going to grasp at straws, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? At any rate, let's move on. You know, you got to watch the way people word stuff, you know, because if you let Brad tell it, they don't need this. Oh, we doing this because we make 100% of the profit. 100% of 30% of what you was making. 100% of a portion of what you were making. Let's call a thing a thing. I'm not like y'all. I'm realistic. Bitch, y'all not doing it like that. Oh, we make 100%. Yeah, okay. 100% of what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, you know, it ain't like everybody checking for the Brad and Judy show on Facebook, because we're not. Let's move on. Get the likes up on the video. Let's get into some education. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have y'all in here. It's a beautiful Tuesday. It's a gloomy one here. And you know what's crazy? I normally be going to get my hair done this weekend, but it's going to rain all 7 days like bald head Tony. So I decided to just chill this weekend and look like a dagger for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just pull up like a nigga. You feel what I'm saying? For the weekend, and then I'll come back as a girl next weekend. You see what I'm saying? So I might put some studs in my ear, find me a pair of baggy pants. I might see if I can go down to the Walmart, get me some boxers. You know what I'm saying? So I can sag my shit. And I might just go outside and fish for some dykes. Why not? You know? I'm just playing. But it is going to rain this weekend, for real, all jokes aside. And I don't want to get my hair done. I'm natural. And you know, any inclement weather, it go back to what it was. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might go pull some daggers this weekend. Why not? I might see what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing going on. I might go see. You know, let's move on. Get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. Now, we got to get into some education, y'all. Now, we got to get to why we're really here. Black America, we in trouble. We in trouble, but we getting out of it. Listen, we got to start understanding where we are today and why we are here. The reason why we are where we are today is because simply we don't know who we are. Okay? Let's call a thing a thing. Black Americans, by and large, have no idea who we are. And because we don't know who we are, hence, here we are. Okay? Now, one reason or one of the ways that the enemy has been able to pull the wool over our eyes is to, first of all, shield our identity, make it to where we don't know who we are. And number two, implement or input fake news or false history in the mix of that. So it further confuses you, right? So what do I mean by that? Let's take in the sense of community. Community. At one point, Black Americans owned our own communities. We owned our own post offices, hospitals, buildings, police stations. We were in charge of our own stuff. A lot of people don't know this because history don't teach this to y'all. And this is not long before Martin Luther King in the Civil Rights Movement. Most of y'all don't know that during the Civil Rights Movement, we had our own towns. Black America was not doing bad the way the TV made it. But it was about propaganda. They went to poor towns in Mississippi. They went to poor towns in Alabama. They did the March in Selma to feed you in your brain that you're doing worse than you were. But the fact of the matter is, numbers don't lie. Numbers do lie, but economically, Black Americans, by and large, were doing way better than they are today. By and large, meaning collectively. I'm not talking about you and you and you. I'm saying us as a collective. We owned everything that we had. But then we marched up the hill with Martin Luther King up to the mountain. Then we came back down, poor, broke, and disgusted, right? Now, ever since we came back down that mountain, every time you turn around, foreigners have been jumping in to reap your benefits from your inheritance or your heritage. The things that your ancestors worked so hard for, now we got all of these foreigners who literally were piled in on top of us to take all of our benefits. Okay, now the reason why they made sure that they took us out of the businesses in our neighborhoods and replaced us with foreigners is because they knew that at one point we're going to wake up. At one point, we're going to realize, hold up, we're being duped, and then we're going to want to do something about it. But by that time, they will have the chess pieces in place so good to where we'd have nowhere to turn. This is why it's hard for some people, not all, but some people in certain downtrodden areas, or at least certain urban areas, I'll say, it's harder for them to do the boycott because they're surrounded by foreigners. They own everything. That's part of the chessboard, right? Now, they literally took us out of that to make sure that let me back it up. They literally mentally took us out of being owners, gods, and bosses, and mentally they put us into slavery. And how did they do that? They introduced the term Black in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. And then James Brown, he came and he solidified it with, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. That was the propaganda to make Black America accept and love the idea of being Black. Because prior to that, we did not want to be called Black. It was a derogatory term. So through propaganda and pop culture, what's his name? James Brown, he came in with the say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. Now, in the midst of that, mind you, simultaneously, we're being taken out of businesses. And these people are being put in place. This is why they're pouring in foreigners from Angel Island. That's the Asians that's coming in from over there. They pouring in Africans from all these other places. All these other people are coming in place while we're being distracted by the propaganda. All of these other people are being put in place. This is how they set the chessboard up. So by the time we wake up in 2026, it will be quote unquote too late, which is not, but that's the way the game is set up. Now, one thing I will give about Dr. Claud Anderson. Dr. Claud Anderson is a scholar who had been, and I had only met him, or I never met him in life, but I've only found out who he was via YouTube. I started scrolling through YouTube. Y'all know I love historic shit, and I love listening to old debates and things of that nature. And I ended up running across Dr. Claud Anderson on an interview that he had, and he was speaking specifically about Black American in the economy. One thing Dr. Claud Anderson understood was, number one, we owned our own economy prior to the Civil Rights Movement. He knows that, okay? Number two, he also understands the breakdown of the Black Americans by economics as it happened. And he also not only understood it as it was happening, he was able to predict if we didn't do anything, what would happen. And everything, damn near everything he said has happened to the T. Damn near. But it's not about him being a psychic or oracle or nothing like that. It's just being able to understand and process information. If you know what they did in the past and you watch what they're doing today, it is so easy for you to predict what they're going to do later in the future. It's not a magic trick. Okay. Now I want to show y'all this video. So this sister found, did I share it? Hold on. This sister spoke about this video with Claud Anderson. And she also spoke about the whole Africa bit as well, because a lot of us are waking up and we are realizing that we are not African, that you're going to see a lot of that going across the timeline. But what she's really mostly focusing on is what Claud Anderson was saying then and where we are today. I want to get into this video. Y'all get the likes up and shout out to everybody in the building. It's time for education. Put your thinking caps on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and use your discernment.
Detroit has a Greek town, a Mexican town, a Cork town for the Irish. When one man proposed to Africa town, in a city that's over 80% Black, they called him the racist. And here's the wild part. He had already predicted that exact reaction 10 years earlier in a book. His name is Dr. Claud Anderson. He's almost 90 years old, and clips of him go viral like every few months or so, breaking down group economics. And the comments under are always the same. Who is this? Why didn't anybody teach us this? So let me tell you who he actually is, because the resume is the part that nobody knows. People assume he's a lecture guy, a theory man with a whiteboard, you know? But no, this man ran education for the entire state of Florida during desegregation. Then he delivered Florida for Jimmy Carter, and Carter appointed him to run a federal commission at the rank of Assistant Secretary of Commerce, funding economic development across the whole of the Southeast. He ran 2 development corporations in Miami and financed over 30 businesses. And when he helped run financing for the 1988 Democratic Convention, he steered 37% of those contracts to Black businesses, a record that's never been matched, not before and not since. He owned one of the first Black-owned radio stations in Florida, too. So this is a man who's operated at the highest levels of state government, federal government, and business, which is exactly why what he says next hits different. In 1994, he wrote a book called Black Labor, White Wealth, and the core of it is one idea that rearranges your whole brain. Racism, he argues, was never really about hate. Hate is the customer service window. The actual business is competition. Groups competing for wealth, power, and resources. And under slavery and Jim Crow, America engineered Black people into a permanent bottom, a labor class, and then a consumer class, never an owner class. Right. His most famous receipt? At the end of the Civil War, Black people owned about half of 1% of this country's wealth. A century and a half later, by his math, we've barely moved, y'all. Black America spends over $1 trillion a year and owns almost none of the production, none of the distribution, none of the land the money crosses. His line for it? We're the only group practicing open economics in a world where everybody else's is closed.
Pause.
You hear me?
That's a bar. Really quickly. Let me go back and let her re-say that again. We're practicing group or public economics amongst people who don't do that. Look.
And the money crosses. His line for it? We're the only group practicing open economics in a world where everybody else's is closed.
We're the only group practicing open economics in a world where everyone else's economics is closed. What does that mean? Remember, I told y'all how the Asians go and sell stuff in the Black neighborhood and then take the money back to the Asians or even send it over to Asia, or the Jamaicans will come over here and sell us oxtails and then take the money and send it back to Jamaica. I'm just using that as an example. Or the African come over here and sell us this and then take the money and send it back. Okay, that's exactly what they set up. Open economics for us to put our money into their pockets and they can send it back to their people, but then they never put money into ours. That means we always have money going out, but we never have money or resources coming in. This is why Black America is the biggest people or the biggest spenders in the world. They say we a $1 trillion economy by design. They literally made it to where in our minds, especially when it comes to fashion or anything lit, we don't think having each other stuff is up here. It's the white man stuff. That's the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the this, that, and the third. We the only group of people that are practicing open economics. As soon as we get $1, we go hurry up and give it to the white boy. We go hurry up and give it to the African. We go hurry up and give it to the Asian. We go hurry up and give it to the Caribbean. We the only group of people doing that amongst a group of people who don't do it at all. That's the thing. And the way to fix that, Black America, you want to circulate your money between your own people, you can start easy. When you first make money from your job, take a portion of your money and go spend it on a Black business. Not any Black business, but I'm saying that is a way that you circulate the money through your own people into the Black business. Instead of taking your money and going straight to Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Mercedes, take that money and go put it in another Black business. Go spend it with another. That's how you circulate the dollar back into your own pockets. That's how your dollar start making money for you. Instead of going put the money in the white boy pocket, go put it in one of your own pockets. That's how you close your economics. That's how you make it to where they don't take money out of our neighborhoods and don't put nothing back in. You see what I'm saying? That it really is, it starts really that simple. It really starts. Somebody said save. No, saving is not the way that you practice economics. Remember, economics requires money to flow. Money don't flow if you put it under the mattress and just sit on it. I'm not saying don't save money, by no means. Definitely save money. But what I'm telling you is, in order for economics to work, money has to flow. It's not about saving. Do not save the money. What I'm saying is, instead of you taking your check and going straight to the white man, try stop at a black person first. Does that make sense? And to the people who getting the money, to the companies who getting the money, instead of you taking the money and going straight to the white boy, try putting that money back into another black business. Try going, even if you buying food or you buying clothes, even if you online and there's somebody, a black person online, put the money back into another black American's hand. That's how you practice group economics. You get it? And then as time go by, we can go on further than that and make it to where the money circulates 10 to 12 times before it ever leaves the community. Then we're making business. Now we're making the fries, okay? Let me let her finish.
You hear me? Every dollar comes into the community and leaves before lunch. And here's the observation that made him famous. Every other group in America does group economics, right? They do it openly and nobody blinks.
Nope.
Chinatown, Koreatown, Little Italy. Greek town. That's called culture, though. It's called community. The moment Black people propose the exact same thing, divisive. So that Africa Town story from the top, you remember? Here's what actually happened. 2004, the Detroit City Council commissioned Dr. Anderson to write an economic plan, and he proposed exactly what every other group in Detroit already had. A district of Black-owned businesses, seeded with development money, with a parking structure and a festival. The council approved it. $38 million, mostly from casino money. But the mayor vetoed it and called it unconstitutional.
Yeah.
The council overrode his veto 7-2. And the plan still died. Now, I'll be honest.
Let me pause really quickly. And remember, she said the mayor vetoed it. The mayor didn't make that decision himself or herself. They got orders from somebody up top. I also keep telling y'all, your real president is your governor. Y'all need to get into your local politics. I keep telling y'all that. Now, why is any of this important? So he tried to create a black town and asked for the very same things that other people are asking for. And the very mayors that y'all love down to the ground, because y'all love these ragged ass mayors. I'm pretty sure Black Americans voted whatever mayor shut his shit down. I'm pretty sure Black Americans voted them in. So now here it is. You go, he get it all approved, and then a mayor vetoes it and shut it down. Y'all better start paying more attention to your local politics, because that's where a lot of your injustice is at. Not federal. Federal, I'm not saying you don't suffer federally, because we do. But the mass majority of the things that you suffering from on a day-to-day basis is coming from your local politics, your governor, your mayor, your city councils, the people that you go to every day. Them the ones who really screwing you over. But they keep you tricked to think that it's the federal government, so you never look into these people that's looking right here in your face. I hate that he was going to call it Africa Town, but remember, I have to take into account most of the Black Americans from his time frame were indoctrinated to believe that we were Africans, came off a ship. So I'm not going to charge that to his heart. I'll charge it to the game, because the game then dictated that we were Africans. So I can look past that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you now, this is how they play chess. Let me also add this before I let her finish. The reason why everybody else could practice group economics and not Black America is because they understand the witchcraft and the spell work and the trick that Black America is under. We don't know who we are. And if we find out who we are, we're going to wake up, and that means they'll have to go back to the ground or to below where they belong. And any sort of awakening is a threat to these people. So what do? Instead of straight up telling you, no, we don't want you niggas to be independent, because if y'all independent, y'all gonna screw us over. Instead of saying that, they like to guilt trip you. This is also witchcraft, spell work. They'll come back and say, oh no, this is unconstitutional. Oh no, y'all are being racist. Oh no, y'all are being divisive. Oh no, y'all are being, that's the witchcraft. That's the spell work. That's the witchcraft and the spell work that they continue to use against you to make you not independent or to make you dependent and remain dependent on them. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
With you, because the real story is much messier than the clip version. You know, some of the loudest opposition was Black, including the mayor. Immigrant communities were furious, partly because Dr. Anderson's report pointed at them, and they did not appreciate being blamed. Lawsuits got threatened. State funding got threatened. The pile-on buried it. But here's the receipt that survives all that mess. Even the people criticizing the plan admitted, in print, that Detroit's own government had built a Greek town and a Mexican town for economic development, and that an African town was, quote, equally legitimate. And it's the only one that couldn't get built. They didn't refute his thesis. They performed it. And he didn't just talk, he built the model himself. A vertically integrated seafood company in Maryland, one of the biggest fish farms in the state. Catch it, process it, distribute it. Own the whole chain exactly like the book says. And if you've ever wondered where Buy Back the Block came from, Nipsey Hussle was following his process. That was powernomics in practice. The man is almost 90 now, still saying the same thing he said in 1994. And every year his book reads less like an opinion and more like a diagnosis that got ignored. Now listen, you don't have to agree with every solution Dr. Claud Anderson proposes. Plenty of people don't. But before you decide, read up on that Detroit story one more time. The council said yes twice, and it still couldn't be built. Say his name, Dr. Claud Anderson.
The reason why is because I keep telling y'all it's one big trick and everybody is in on it. It was never going to pass because it implies that Black Americans will create their own economies. Remember, the only reason these people are able to live here in their heaven is you have to remain in hell. And creating your own economy will literally put you in heaven and place them back in the hell where they belong. Facts. So that's the reason why it didn't matter how many times it got passed. It didn't matter. The enemy knew we can't let this happen because if them niggas build their own economy, we're screwed. If them niggas realize they can make their own money and have their own economy, the Asians over here, we're done. The Africans over here, we're done. Hell, a lot of the crackers over here, we're done. They know that. They know it. They don't think it. They don't believe it. They know it. They will never tell it to you, though. That's the key. Keep you stupid. Make you believe that everything is hunky-dory. Give you a decent job. Let you drive a decent car. Let you have a good time over the weekend. Go viral during the week so you be completely distracted and you never pay attention to what's really going on. And every time, no matter how successful you get, it won't matter. It'll actually be good for us. Because the more money you make, the more likely you'll spend it with me. The more money you make, the more likely you'll give it to me and my Asian family, or me and my Arab family, or me and my African family, or me and my white family. So they don't mind niggas making money. As a matter of fact, they promote niggas making money. Because they need you to keep making money and bringing your money back to them. Listen, I hate that it was going to be called Africa Town, but let's move past that. The fact of the matter is, like the sister said, not only did they deny it, they then turned around and used his blueprint. That's what they do. Remember, these people are not creatives. They don't have the genetics to create. Most of them are clones, and the rest of them who are not, they just don't have the genetics to create the way that we do. So everything that they do was taken, remixed, and spit back to us. Everything that these people have was taken from us, remixed, and spit back to us. So yeah, they let them come through with the plan so they could turn around and use the plan for themselves and tell us no. Economics is so important. We speak about this economic shift. We speak about this wealth transfer that we're doing with the Asians and all of that stuff. It's not just about the Asians. Screw the Asians. Take them off the table. It's about a mindset and a shift in our minds. What's most important? Me looking good this weekend in the Louis Vuitton, or making sure that I take at least some of my money and make sure that it circulates between my own people? Like, for instance, I'll give you my example. For me, when I wanted to get my basement done, I could have gone with any kind of contractor, but I specifically sought out a Black American contractor, okay? I specifically sought him out. Now, yes, he got a Mexican working for him, but neither here nor there. I wanted to take my money, because I'm paying cash, and I wanted to take my money and put my money into that brother's pocket before I paid a cracker or this one, that one, or the third. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to do that, but it was my way of making sure that my dollars, especially high amounts of dollars, it goes back into the pockets of each other. That was my contribution. Okay? So with that being said, that's what I decided to do. It's a mind shift. It's about rethinking. It's about the way that your mind thinks. Instead of worrying about who you're going to shit on this weekend, instead of worrying about who you're going to look like or look better than this weekend, you can still do all of that. But prioritize your own people. Prioritize making sure that your money don't go straight to them. At least let it circulate to each other once. At least. I think that at the very least, Black America needs to make sure that our dollars circulate between us one time. That's not a lot at all. One time. If we can make sure our dollar circulates between each other at least once, we'll see a major wealth shift. Major, astronomical. If we just have one circulation of our dollar, that means if all Black America decided to take their money and say, you know what? Instead of me blowing my money on this, that, and the third, we're going to take our money this week from our check and we just going to put it straight into another Black business. So when we go out to eat, we going to a Black American restaurant. When I want to go get my hair and my nails done, I'm going to a Black American. I'm not going to the Asians. When I want to go, you see what I'm saying? I'm going to go purposely seek out a Black American to do just that. That's how you make a change. That's how you start the shift. Now, we've already started with the wealth transfer with the Asians. That's how you start. But it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. We got to make sure that we understand this wealth thing, this wealth transfer. All of this is about a mindset. We're not thinking the way we thought no more. We understand that the things we thought had value have no more value. The celebrities we thought had value have zero. The clothes we thought had value, zero. Even the jewelry. How many celebrities have come out and said they spent $100 million on jewelry, but then they only was able to pawn it for 20? You see what I'm saying? Even everything that we thought had value doesn't. And we know that now. Now that we know that, we need to shift our mindsets to making sure that we are looking out for each other, because we don't have no allies. We know this. Black Americans do not have allies. There's not another group of people anywhere saying we got y'all back. So the only people we got is each other. So please, it's about a mindset shift, and that's what we're trying to get to now. We're shifting our minds. We're not just shifting behavior. We're shifting our minds, and then the behavior going to follow through the mind. Does that make sense? Now, I want to go into this. Hold on. I got another video I want to show y'all before we hop up off of here. And shout out to the Dr. Claud Anderson. That man was way before his time, okay? Reclassification. Y'all know I'm gonna beat the pavement about this reclassification. I spoke to y'all about genealogy, and I said, hey, y'all, Black Americans, first of all, you got to do your genealogy. I'm gonna forever say that, because now identity is the first key to freedom, and you can't know who you are until you do your genealogy and you got documentation. Again, documentation beats conversation every day of the week. Now, I told y'all that I'm so sure about Black America's genealogy as a collective. I told y'all that more than 95% of us couldn't find one African person in our genealogy. And I still stand on that. And the reason why is not because I know your specific genealogy. No, I know what happened in history. And what I know is that all of them Africans they wrote down in that book and told you came over here did not. They overly fluffed the numbers for dramatic effects. So let's say that this is what they would do. 1865, 15 Senegalese people dropped down in New Orleans. They'll write it down, 1865, 20,000 Senegalese people came to New Orleans. This is what they do with his story. Everything is fluffed. Everything is bigger than what it really was. Even when y'all look at the slave movies, you see how they be looking at the slave movies and it was hanging niggas and all that happened. Not the way that they got you thinking it happened, though. It's about fluff. Remember, emotion. They need you in your emotions, continuously in your feelings. And in order to do that, they have to continue doing Minecraft and witchcraft on your brain, manipulating your reality. That's what they have to keep doing. They have to continue to manipulate your reality, and they do it because you trust them more than you trust your own self. So they tell you to go read their books to show you what will really happen, and most people just go from there. But I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say this. I understand history, and I know nowhere near the amount of Africans, if any, there's nowhere near the amount of Africans that they say came to America, which then tells me that 95% of you niggas don't have one African ancestor. Not one. I don't give a fuck about no DNA testing. I don't give a damn about no 23andMe. All of that shit is a hoax. Nobody could go over there and point to the African from that shit. And if you believe the DNA testing was that real, then your genealogy should mirror what you found in your DNA, right? Your genealogy, if the DNA 23andMe African ancestry is 100% facts, then that means your genealogy should match what you found on your DNA. And the fact of the matter is it don't, because the DNA is capped. Let's get into this clear, lady, because like I told y'all, I understand history and I know genealogy, and I know y'all ain't got no Africans in your bloodline. That's why I'm telling you to go do the research so that you can figure that part out. Do your genealogy. But this clear lady, who's also a person who does genealogy, she's going to tell you what I told y'all. Get the likes up.
Downloading. Let me ask you a serious question. Have you ever wondered why you don't look like an African? I mean, that's where they told you were from, right? Africa? Have you ever tried to trace your family tree back to Africa? Not through assumptions or somebody else's theory. I mean, finding an actual ancestor with the name, a location, a record, something documenting your connection back to Africa.
Nope.
Because I do genealogy research, and I need you to understand that me personally, what I have experienced out of all of the clients that I've researched, I have not one family that has been able to trace their lines back to Africa. Not one. But what I continue to find are families who have been living on this land for generation after generation. I find people recorded in Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Louisiana, and all other parts of this country, long before the stories we were taught are supposed to begin. I find ancestors who were already living in established communities. I find landowners, farmers, free families. I find people whose racial classification changes from one record to the next, one census to the next. One may call them Indian and another one mulatto, the next one colored, and then suddenly all the records start calling the same family Negro or Black. The family didn't change, the label did.
Yep.
It's a colonial label pushed upon families that never called themselves that. They never called themselves Black or mulatto or anything other than their tribal identity.
Facts.
This is why doing your genealogy is so important. There are more records opening and being digitized and becoming available to the public. Records that were once buried in courthouse archives and church, military collections, probate offices, and federal repositories can now help us uncover what happened to our families. We also need to talk honestly about the numbers. Less than 400,000 Africans were brought directly to the mainland of North America through the transatlantic slave trade.
And let me add this. I don't believe the 300 and something thousand people were brought to North America. I believe that was capped too. Remember, the only way that you would buy being African is if they told you that they brought a whole bunch of them niggas over here. That's the only way you would buy it. If they didn't sell you the slave ship, the transatlantic slave story, you would have never believed that you came from Africa. So what do? Because they need you to really believe this shit. So they created his story to make it seem like they brought 300,000 Africans to North America. We see how big North America is. 300,000 Africans wouldn't make a dent in Texas. For all of y'all who think that you African, 300,000 Africans in North America wouldn't even make a dent in the state of Texas, let alone all of North America. So even if you believe that 300,000 Africans came to America, the probability of you having one of them as your ancestor is slim to none. Literally slim to none. Because 300,000 Africans ain't enough to make all of us Africans. Who else was we here with? And I don't want to hear people say, oh, it was the Native Americans. No, it ain't never been a whole bunch of them. The many you see now, it was less than. Just how you rarely see a Native American now, how many you think was here then? Come on now. You ain't had no ethnogenesis. You ain't did no mix-up. You are who you always been. The biggest witchcraft and spell work is to get you to believe that you are not. They know who you are. You the only one who don't know it. That's why genealogy is supposed to open your mind.
Less than 400,000, where originally they were telling us 10 million. So not even 500,000 were brought. And honestly, the numbers are probably even smaller than that. They're just not willing to admit that yet, which means those millions of people in this country that were classified as Black were these so-called Black indigenous people of this land.
There you go.
The ones who were already here.
There you go. There you go.
How many families had their identities changed on paper? How many people were reclassified from Indian to mulatto to colored to Negro and eventually Black? These are the questions that deserve real investigation, real answers. This is paper genocide. I'm telling you what I have seen through my own research, my own observation. I have worked with family after family who were told they were African, but when we followed the documents, their ancestors remained right here on this land. No African ancestor, no African village, no documented African family line. Instead, we find generation after generation of ancestors living in the same American communities, sometimes going further back than the records will allow us to trace. Prior to colonial times, listen to your elders. Get the real truth about your family. Do not assume that the word Black tells you that you are from Africa. Do not let it tell you who your ancestors were. Black was a colonial label, a classification. It was not a nation. It was not a tribe, a bloodline. You need to follow your family. Start with your parents and your grandparents. Talk to the eldest relatives you have alive. Write down everything: family names, nicknames, birthplaces, community, and stories. Find the birth certificates and death certificates, marriage records, census records, land deeds, military files, church records, probate files, court documents, and tribal records, anything you can get your hands on. Pay attention when the racial classifications change. Pay attention when your family was recorded as Indian in one document and something different in another. That change may be the clue that opens your entire family history.
Ooh, and let me add this to it too, because I noticed in genealogy, you'll see a grandmother on the dolls rolls classified as Indian, and then when she have babies, they'll classify the babies as Black. Now, what the internet and his story wants you to believe is because she may have been an Indian, they want you to think that she was a $5 footlong, a Native American, not telling you that she was Black as me. Remember, they need you to believe that the only indigenous people are the $5 footlongs. So you'll go in your genealogy and you'll find your Indian or indigenous great-grandparent, and then his story will tell you, oh no, they must have been a Native American. And the reason why her child was Black was because she must have slept with a Black person. No, It's paper genocide. All they did was literally rewrite on paper what they wanted to be true and gave it to you as facts. And because you don't question nothing, you take it as that. So you'll look at the census records, you'll look at these documents, and you'll say, well, yeah, my great-great-granny must have been a Native American. Whole time she was blacker than me. Whole time her hair was as coily and curly as mine. Whole time her lips was bigger than mine, her ass was bigger than mine, and her nose was flatter and wider than mine. That's the witchcraft, to make you identify the indigenous people as only the Native Americans. That's not true. So what they'll do is they'll say you had an Indian grandmother and then she must have slept with a black person and now they got a black kid. No, you had an Indian grandmother and an Indian grandfather. But on paper, they labeled your grandmother an Indian and labeled your grandfather as black. That's so that they can complete the paper genocide. So when grandmother has a baby with the black man who's really an Indian, now we can say the baby is black. And if that baby grows up believing he's black, when he has kids, their children are going to believe they're black. And then so on and so forth. And if you go 3-4 generations, by the time you get to the 4th generation, they don't know who the hell they are. They've been called black, African American, all kinds of shit. FBA, they don't know who the hell they is. That's what they did. Let her finish.
If you're ready to begin, I have books. Bloodlines and Belonging is a beginner-friendly guide, step by step, that helps you start with your living relatives, collect family stories, organize names and dates, and begin following your bloodline through historical records. If you're past that point, Roadmap to Genealogy takes you deeper. It shows you how to study census records, land documents, migration patterns, racial reclassification, courthouse files, archival collections, and the difficult records that can reveal what happened to your family's identity. One book helps you begin, the other one helps you to continue to dig. And when you need personal one-on-one assistance, I provide genealogical research assistance. I help people organize their family information, locate difficult records, examine changing racial classifications, and uncover family lines that may have been hidden for generations. I have appointments open this weekend, but
I ain't gonna lie. I don't trust her though. I don't trust her. And let me say this too, and it's not her specifically. Well, she's white, so there's that. But on top of her being white and me not trusting her, what I don't trust is people having my information. I treat my genealogy like my social security number. I'm not giving that shit out to everybody. Now, granted, it's open news. Anybody can search anybody's genealogy. That's not what I'm saying. But personally, I'm not freelancing my people information to her or anybody. That's just me. But everybody's different. If you would like to go to this lady or anybody, it looks like her books might be good. Please do. I'm just saying, I personally, I'm not, what's the word? I'm not contracting out my genealogy search. And plus I like research. So I prefer to do it myself. That's just me. But listen, take that off the table. The white lady literally said everything that I've been telling you, that it's about your genealogy. And the only way to truly know who you are is if you do said genealogy. Not only that, you don't have any African ancestry. You're not African. If you say that you're African and you believe that you're African, now you're under a spell. And that spell is a way for the African to destiny swap with you, to take all of the things that your ancestors worked and died for, to take all of the inheritance, all of the things that your lineage left for you. Whenever you say that I'm African or my ancestors come from Africa, what you are doing is verbally affirming that you come from them and they have the right to your shit. Because if you come from them, then technically you the son, they the fathers. Does that make sense? If you're African in America, then technically you the sons. And now y'all wonder why the Africans handle us and talk to us the way that they talk to us. Because they believe the same things. They some niggas that don't know where they from, and we know where we from. They less than us. That's why they handle us and talk to us the way that they do. You got to know it. And again, I ain't here to tell you what you is. I know I can tell you what you ain't. and an African is that, okay? Your niggas ain't no Africans, okay? And I said what I said, okay? But I need y'all to do genealogy so that you can find out for your own self. And again, genealogy is for you and your family, okay? And y'all need to get other family members involved. Let me say this too. A lot of people are so quick to look outside of the family to find people to help them with genealogy when most of us have family historians inside of the family. And it ain't got to be somebody who was specifically designated to be the family historian. There's somebody in every family who really want to know who the fuck we are. Y'all niggas got to start getting back in touch with your own family because the internet got y'all hating your own people. Like the white lady said, talk to the elders. Y'all don't talk to elders. Y'all don't talk to children. Is every man for himself? That's also witchcraft. Stop outsourcing your shit. And I tell you what, at least if you're going to outsource it, we just talked about circulating wealth, find you another Black American. And I don't condone outsourcing genealogy. But if you just hell bent on outsourcing your genealogy, please at least find somebody who is your own kind. Don't expect the people who put you in this shit to help you out. She's one of them people. Don't expect the people who put you in this shit to help you out. That doesn't make common sense. I don't want to bury you so that I can help you survive. No, I'm burying you so that you can remain dead. Duh. Let me read these last couple of super chats. Y'all get the likes up on the video, then I'm going to hop up off of here. Thank you so much, Bubbly Glamourista, for being a member for 7 months. Says, Voodoo, you really got me through the day, girl. LOL. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Bubbly. I appreciate you, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's Trey. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Boo, research the military's gay bomb. Gay bomb? What the hell? What is the military gay bomb? What is the military's gay bomb? Was a hypothetical non-lethal psychochemical weapon proposed by the United States Air Force in 1994. The concept was to deploy aerosolized pheromones and strong aphrodisiacs to induce mutual sexual attraction among enemy troops, thereby destroying unit morale and operational discipline. Now, I've been told y'all they making us gay. And y'all told me that's not true. And the military was using it as a goddamn war operative, as a weapon of mass destruction, turning the niggas into punks to make them where they can't fight. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this up. At any rate, I think I got one more super chat. Hold on. Get the likes up. Heaven Sent, thank you so much for the super chat. Says you forgot the birthday song last night, boo. Oh, it was your birthday, Heaven Sent? I got you, fat. Happy birthday to Heaven Sent. And any and everybody who celebrated a birthday, I'm so sorry for forgetting you last night. I'm so sorry. I think the live lasted longer than it should have. I don't know. I probably was tired. Either way, my apologies. Happy birthday. Shout out to all the cancers. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Happy birthday, Heaven Sent. I hope you have many, many more months, years, days, weeks, and everything to follow. Black America, please. I'm going to play this birthday song. Please, y'all, drop some cakes down in the comments. But let me say this before I hop up off of here. We got to change our minds. We absolutely have to change our minds. And the only way to do that is change our circumstances and change the environment and do genealogy. With that being said, I love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one. Happy birthday, Heaven Sent. See y'all later. Peace.
Happy birthday. Happy It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.